went into it with no experience in television whatsoever, and made a tremendous number of mistakes for the first year. I mean, still make mistakes every year, but I think, but hopefully learning as we go and improving things. But we just didn't have any production experience, so we came in kind of knowing how we wanted to write it, but not knowing anything about the casting process, the editing process, working with visual effects, working with a production designer, all that stuff that you need to know, and it's been a steep learning curve.
They would get behind a project and they would give it a solid commitment.
We'd never produced anything for television before. We'd never produced anything for film or internet or anything. We'd written before, but we never produced. So when we went to George, probably it was probably like that bluff where you
Never gets old, does it? Well, first off, allow me to bring in my guest. First off, Nef Champion.
Mistakes every year, but it's kind of the same mistake over and over again. Does that count as multiple mistakes? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's kind of like you run into a door and then you just keep running into that door over and over again without opening it.
Mm-hmm. And then when someone else opens the door for you, you change direction and run into the door again.
Pretty much, yeah. Anyway, allow me to bring in Mr. Wolfboy.
The current Wolf Lord of the Space Wolves is Logan Grimnar, also known as the Old Wolf. He rules from the Hall of the Great Wolf, together with his Wolf Lords such as Harold Deathwolf, Eagle Iron Wolf, and Bjorn Stormwolf.
All I got out of that was wolf, 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 and wolf.
The Space Wolves are incredibly uninspired.
I can't tell if this is wasabi or what. It's not wasabi. Also, hello.
Afternoon, Wolf.
That's it.
We're getting to the last two episodes of the last couple episodes of season 7, and they are bad.
Oh yeah, that's.
Yeah, I wonder how bad. How bad, like season 8 bad, or as bad as the infamous rewrite that you sent me last night, Neff.
I don't
What
know.
rewrite?
What could be worse than not marking the floor where it's weakened?
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, we also need to bring in our resident dead guy and resident Avenger.
Not dead guy. He's undead.
Mm-hmm.
Dead, undead dragon, undead dragon eunuch.
Yeah.
That plays.
Hello, dragon.
I was about to say something. It implies he had generals in the first place.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. White's very, very eager today. He's like a hound chafing at the leash.
Yes.
Alrighty.
I don't need a straight jacket or anything.
Alright. Let me bring in our resident avenging angel.
My old enemy. You cannot hide from me.
Wait,
fire when ready.
Me?
Yeah, welcome.
5 fucking
Welcome.
months for this.
You may fire when ready, dragon.
Okay.
Wait, hold on,
So-
before you fire,
so-
wait, hold on. Here, drink this. It'll make your fire even more effective. That way you can destroy a small rock.
So
That had
I did.
better be
I-
what you say it is, Wolf.
It is.
Hey,
I'm not doing this time.
Hey, so I actually found something. I actually found something that I would like to watch before we start.
Okay.
It's White Dragon. Would you look up Brian Cogman plot armor dragon demands, please?
Oh.
I mean, I can do it if you want.
Oh, that'd be great. Either we'll have a race. Who can get it first?
Brian Cogman plot armor. Dragon demands.
Alrighty.
Say plot armor?
Yep, plot armor. He makes some very amusing claims, to say the least.
Only so glad I have something sweet here to the rage I am no doubt going to feel.
Because I can't find it.
There's a lot
It's a commentary track. It's a commentary track, I think.
Oh, it smells so good.
I think.
Are you sure it was about plot armor? Because I can find a lot of stuff about plot. But
I think it's
That
he
depends
mocks
on how
critics. I think like mocks critics.
Brian Cogman mocks critics.
Alright, got it. Now.
He openly mocks critics of plot armor in season 8 battles. Is that the one?
No, season 5. Like it's in the commentary for season 8.
The Dorn critics, you mean?
No,
that's Macy Williams.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you're talking about right now.
Is it this?
Yes. Yes, that exactly.
Alright.
Oh no.
Student of
This
history
idiot.
Alright, sure.
of human nature, and I think he's really trying to figure out what it all means.
I think we might live.
Oh, I think we might live.
It's just brilliant.
And that's a clue to anybody watching. Every single person in this scene lives through the battle.
Oh, dear Lord.
It's quite a thing to laugh about.
And that's why I put it in. I said, I'm going to at least seed this and see if anyone picks up on it.
The Battle of the Bastards, all without a shred of combat ability.
They lived through the battle.
Sir Jaime Lannister, fabled hero.
Some people thought that was a cheat, but you know what? I don't care.
Oh.
No, I think it's...
Oh,
You wanna call,
no.
I mean, plot armor. I heard that term thrown around a lot. Well, you know, all the hobbits had plot armor in Lord of the Rings too, and...
Oh, shut up.
Oh,
This
fuck
guy
off.
doesn't know what plot armor means, does he?
No, he doesn't understand what plot armor means.
He doesn't understand what the writing is either.
No.
No, like quite literally, he thinks that writing is showing off actor faces, emoting non-verbally, making micro expressions.
Oh God, no, no. Writing is way more complicated than that.
Yeah.
Well, we're fucked.
Just keep playing it for 1 second.
Yes, in the Odyssey.
Back up a little bit.
It's,
Back up a little bit. Back up a little bit. Yeah, keep playing.
Lannister, fabled hero.
Some people thought that was a cheat, but you know what? I don't care.
No, I think it's...
You want to call... I mean,
Maybe
plot armor.
you
I
should
heard that
care.
term thrown around a lot. Well, you know, all the hobbits had plot armor in Lord of the Rings too, and so did Odysseus in the Odyssey.
What aboutism?
What about Odysseus in the Odyssey had plot armor? Interesting comment to make.
Actually, that is kind of literal because he was. It was a blessing.
He had the favor of the gods.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but he
particularly Athena.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Athena is an Odysseus simp.
No. That implies that Odysseus was a mediocre god. Odysseus is freaking awesome.
Yeah, the thing is, Odysseus didn't get back to his home by being a Mary Sue. He did it by good old wits.
AKA being Odysseus, because no fun fact, he's the he's the grandson of Hermes.
Yeah. So, and essentially, what we're seeing here is Mr. Cogman says that he is on a level with that Game of Thrones is on a level with the Odyssey and Lord of the Rings.
Fuck no! Homer was a much better writer.
Yes,
Homer was actually a writer.
Yeah.
Unlike these idiots.
That's well.
At least
this is
the
why
Odyssey actually had a satisfying conclusion.
Yeah.
And the conclusion actually made sense and was like, there was logic and consistency through the narrative like this. I don't know, like shit just happens, and when shit just happens, shit is all that happens.
Yeah.
A lot went down, and a lot of it was shit.
Yeah.
Becca, I was being technical with that.
Yeah.
He has the god's favor. Technically, that could be called plot armor.
It
Not that he needs it.
Yeah. Oh,
the funniest thing is one of George R. R. Martin's most famous interviews is him talking about how he wants to avoid plot armor.
Yes.
Yeah, and
it's literally a meme that he talks about how he doesn't want any situation where one character goes up against 20 and he's going to win because he's the hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also kind of like just the fact that the hobbits are not in the dangerous situations that these characters are in and get out alive.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. They aren't dogpiled by 100 zombies or dropped into a frozen lake.
Fucking tidal wave.
And or dumped into a frozen lake for at least a few minutes and then get rescued by their undead zombie uncle and just tossed on a horse and said go.
I'm sorry, what? No.
That's an actual thing. Yeah.
And it happens in this episode that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I do not know the exact amount of time, but it takes about 3 minutes in freezing water to die.
Well, apparently not in D&D's Westeros.
Oh god.
The acting, especially in the face. I think partially it's. I think another part of why that part is good is because you can see the camera going over to Baelor's statue where he saw Arya, so we know what he's thinking because the subtle camera work is communicating that to us. Yeah. Yes. Speaking of which, our resident beloved Beleriand Kerma, Ujinli Boomerion has arrived. So allow him to bring.
Greetings.
Yeah, I think that we're done with that.
I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share 2 images with everybody.
Okay.
So let's see. Share screen.
This is a frightening moment in the story.
Okay. This is the first image.
Mm-hmm.
Better not be some weird.
It's.
Keep this quote in mind.
We're
it's
not
really
done with it
irritating
yet.
when you open a book and 10 pages into it, you know that the hero you met on page 1 or 2 is going to come through unscathed because he's the hero. This is completely unreal and I don't like it.
Okay. We're going to stop that. We're going to
Okay.
get back here, and I'm going to show you a second one.
Stop! You killed the show already.
No.
That monster.
So, yeah, no, you're not going insane, no.
Remember this moment in the Battle of the Bastards?
Oh my. Oh no.
Damn.
Yeah, this is the difference between George and dumbass and dipshit.
Hey, you remembered what they were called.
Yeah.
I was the one who called them that.
Like,
hey, Papa G.
Yeah, Papa G.
It's Papa G.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not. Don't worry, you're not going. Yeah, I think that like we knew the context, but I think that the problem is during the later seasons, they are just focusing on Deface. There is no cutting away to what they are looking at. At least not much. It's mostly just.
And there is no dialogue.
Yeah, so there's no way to get into the person's head.
And we're all insane anyway.
I wish I'm going to rewatch this episode of the Dusty Wheel, but I'm going to grab it where they have a professional script doctor there who's working on the Wheel of Time television show. At least I believe so. And she got asked, so how are you are you going to write the internal dialogue into the script notes? And she's like, no, that's idiotic.
You need to clip that.
Yeah. Well, she just says she says it in a slightly more polite way, but she basically says like, no, you do not do that. That is the opposite of good screenwriting. You don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, you can write what the character is feeling.
Okay.
That's fine because you need the actor to deliver the line a certain way.
Okay, so
you don't write a page of internal
one at a time.
Well, actually,
one at a time.
What did I miss?
Please. Oh, you just missed Brian Cogman comparing himself to Lord of the Rings and the Odyssey.
AKA whatever. AKA, yeah, I heard that part. Anything else, or is it just that it?
Well, basically that's it. Yeah.
He was so he was polishing his own cock. Got it.
We were talking about how plot armor was raw.
Let me see.
It's literally the first rule you learn in Screenwriting 101. That you're very right, Becca. Which explains why these dumbasses do it.
Well, that's kind of the weird thing, because Mr. Cogman is an actor, first and foremost. He's not a screenwriter. Factually speaking.
The reason he started out as a coffee boy on the pilot.
Yeah.
I thought he was actually a cog that came to life.
Oh no, I'm sorry, guys. Sorry about that. You know, after I died, it kind of just fell off and became its own thing.
Wait, you're a machine?
But yeah, this guy is supposed to be this is weird because he should know what good acting is, technically. Because he went to Juilliard. Juilliard's not some podunk middle of nowhere community college.
Yeah, Juilliard.
It's fairly prestigious. And he should know what scripts look like because he's seen scripts.
Mm-hmm.
And yet he can't write scripts on a technical level, at least that I'm aware of. I haven't seen his scripts, but I've seen the man who supposedly mentored him in script writing looks like, and that's David Benioff's scripts. His scripts are not technically scripts. They don't look
like bug.
Yeah, or Sansa and John failed geography.
Oh, good lord.
actual.
Here are
Don't
some. Here
hire
are
a
some. By the way,
novelist.
here are some alumni from Juilliard. Robin Williams,
Oh gosh.
Christopher Reeve, Val Kilmer, Oscar Isaac. Oh god, there are quite a few here.
And from this season,
Kevin Conroy.
Whoa.
William Hurt. Anthony Mackie. Adam Driver.
Oh.
Alan Tudyk.
Adam Driver? Really?
Adam Driver. Yeah, he went to Juilliard.
well, Juilliard is Juilliard.
Before or after he finished with the Marines?
I don't know.
Just one
Well, I
more
can check
thing.
it up.
I will never say a bad word about Adam Driver. I think he is an exceptionally talented actor and is just a literal bona fide badass, because if you're in the Marines, you are a bona fide badass.
Yeah. Of course, a bona fide badass can only do so much with horrible screenwriting.
And horrible choreography. I think that just
Yeah.
even on a technical level, this choreography is balls awful.
Yeah, I heard some people defending it, saying oh, the choreography doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
Except it does. It determines whether or not you win or lose, which very much affects the plot.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why. I don't know why. So Dragon Demands has showed certain bits of it, and it's just I just looked at the page and I'm just like, why is the word ass showing up 6 or 7 times across 3 or 4 paragraphs?
Oh,
wait a minute, ass.
You haven't seen Dragon Demands David Benioff thinks brown women are hot video? He shows a bit of David Benioff's writing, and over the course of 4 paragraphs, the word ass shows up 6 or 7 times.
Yeah, I think.
By the way, Adam Driver went to Juilliard after he'd been in the Marines.
Okay. What a Chad. Adam Driver's a Chad. He just got handed a crap character.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will. Okay, let's move on. Sorry. I can resist. Alrighty. Well. Alright, so.
Stop delaying my prophecy, you fuck.
Alright. That's just your opinion.
Don't deny him.
Yeah. For those of you who are not aware, we will be tackling the infamous Wight Hunt mission from Season 7, Episode 6, Beyond the Wall.
And, this is the episode that destroyed everything.
Papa G. I want to point this out. I was watching Cool Man play The Last of Us 1, and he came across a newspaper pamphlet with the word Lev Benioff on it. It was written by Lev Benioff, and it perfectly explained everything.
Yep. Alrighty. So
there was also a book from David Benioff in Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Last of Us Part 1. This, we can trace back Benioff's influence on Neil Druckmann to the first game.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there wasn't just more close
poor Last of Us.
faces.
Yeah, we'll move on. Okay, so Dan, continuing on from the last one, just for context, in relation to the rapidly increasing pace, it's urgency from within the story that drove the pace rather than any external decision.
Bullshit.
Bull fucking shit again.
Yes.
You're lying again.
I don't believe you. You're lying.
Bullshit artist.
Survey says bullshit.
You're wrong.
I've got a couple that work for that one.
You're wrong.
But you're fucking wrong! You're so fucking wrong! You're wrong! You're lying!
Yes. Yes.
Yep. Yes. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep.
And the worst part is, Here's the visual evidence.
Oh God, no.
Oh.
Oh dear.
I want to remind everyone again that in the last chapter, they actively took a shot at fans who said they rushed it. Then they admitted they rushed it 3 pages later, and now they're admitting that they rushed it again. Only now they're adding in a little excuse about eternal urgency.
Oh.
Which,
God.
no.
Yeah, no.
Urgency does not explain teleportation.
No, it does not.
Oh, that would be David Bedioff thinks brown women are hot. That is
No, I think he
the
meant the
actual. That is the actual title.
Well, I think he meant the clip you got that from.
Oh, that one? Oh, that's from midnight screenings of Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas, which is one of the funniest things I have ever watched.
Fuck you, Dun. I forgot to say my fuck you of the day. Sorry.
Die painfully.
Let's say that we as a street people have now yet forgiven Dunn for putting us through that.
Hee 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 hoo.
Oh.
Die horribly. Die.
Anyway, maybe we should get on with the actual text now.
Yes.
All right. It wasn't. Let's move faster. Things were moving faster because in the world of these characters, the war that they've been waiting for was upon them. The conflict they've been building for the previous 6 years were upon them.
No, it's not.
Oh,
It's not upon them until they retardedly went beyond the wall because the White Walkers can't do anything until the fucking wall fell.
And
the
why
war
didn't
start yet?
And Daddy could just Harrenhal the Red
Cersei.
Keep.
Yeah, she could torch Cersei and the whole thing is over.
Or just drop 3 dragons on the walls of the Red Keep and say, "Hey, suckers, I'm here, surrender, or I torch the place." And there'd be like, and the people would rise up against Cersei because they hate her. Have you seen season 5, episode 10?
Or season 2, King's Landing?
Or season 6, episode 10? She blew up the Vatican.
Nah, that was just your
In the
imagination.
middle, she blew up the Vatican and is still living in Rome.
This is the
Yeah, it's
problem
fine.
with season 7. This is the meat of the problem with season 7. That's the worst thing about season 7. I mean, there's lots of other problems, but that's the big one.
It just it's basically like, we are Lena Headey fanboys. I can't say simps because Lena Headey is not mediocre. Lena Headey's actually like pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, the M in simp doesn't actually stand for mediocre. Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it did. Okay.
No, it does.
No, simp is not an acronym for anything. Someone just added the meaning when it
Okay,
became a
true.
big word.
True. But like, she's a sycophant.
That's like a simp would say.
Yeah. Well,
No, seriously,
just
simp,
wants
simp was originally just short for simpleton, i.e. someone who's dumb. But then they turned it into a sex thing for some reason.
Actually, like, I believe that. Let's go with that. We'll just call Wolf a simp now.
Really?
Wait, we always called him that. What are you talking about?
All right.
Okay.
Anyway,
I am not a simp.
Anyway,
just like Dragon Demands is a renewer simp. Fight me.
Oh yeah, he is a renewer simp.
Anyway, we're technically at the epicenter of the pacing debate. That was where we stopped last time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, okay. So, not quite. We made a choice to just get on with it that season.
Get on with it.
Oh,
Get on with it.
I.e., we're gonna rush the story.
yes. You can sit at home and, oh, come on, do the math for how long it took boats to get from point A to point B or whatever it was. Yeah, that's what it was. There was always something everybody had to graft onto. And I guess that outrage was better than others.
So
what do you mean by that?
He's essentially saying haters gonna hate, or haters gotta
Also,
hate.
what is it?
Which makes no sense.
What? So that outrage was better than others. Are you referring to the accidentally, like, poorly filmed rape scene? And I use that word accidental very deliberately because it wasn't meant to be in the script. It's just filmed that way because Alex Graves is a moron. And David Benioff and D.B. Weiss are so lazy they didn't check it in editing. They were just playing
fucking tone deaf.
Do you know what the irony is? On the one hand, they rushed through, and on the other hand, since they made Cersei so much more powerful, they could have in a way finished the war with Cersei like in one episode.
Oh no! Keep asking your questions.
I would say Disney making a good Star Wars movie.
Yeah, he's gonna die. Like the Winds of Winter he's gonna die before Winds of Winter. There's no way that's coming out. Like George is kind of he's old. He's an old, slightly out of shape guy. He's lost a lot.
Slightly.
Okay, he's very out of shape. Let's be honest. Let's keep going.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah. The epicenter of the pacing debate was Beyond the Wall, the visually spectacular 6th episode of the 7th season.
Why is that what you want to focus on?
You cock man.
Visually spectacular.
The episode that made the White Walkers look like cosplayers.
Yeah,
yes, that episode that turned me into a piñata. Yeah, that was so spectacular.
If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain.
This is such a stupid sentence. Like, the epicenter of the pacing debate was the visually spectacular. What the fuck are you talking about?
People weren't necessarily complaining about they were complaining about the pacing, but they were more complaining that the plot was really bad.
Yeah, the plot made no sense. Nothing about it made any sense.
The plot not only makes no sense, but it's ultimately pointless because it doesn't make anything happen.
The premise makes no sense. The whole premise behind it makes no sense.
Yeah, the premise makes no sense. And it's ultimately a plot cul-de-sac because Cersei doesn't help them in the end.
Literally, the only thing that changes is that Jaime is at Winterfell at the start of season 8, but he doesn't accomplish anything in the actual battle.
Ooh,
nobody does.
Oh yeah,
kind of.
Yeah, we kind of are.
Yeah, we're suffering. We're definitely suffering.
I think maybe his wife will. I think maybe his wife, and I honestly hope that I am wrong, but the signs are not very good, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, it's not that he's that old. It's just that whenever we hear an announcement, it's always it's always nothing to do with Winds of Winter, or else he finished like a paragraph or something.
Or he's been writing and trashing pages.
Yeah.
Or he's been working on those 5 other projects that he's apparently doing with HBO.
Yeah, including everything of Winds of Winter,
including a Broadway musical adaptation.
Oh, technically not a musical. Pardon me.
Well, Broadway play adaptation.
A musical would be a riot.
That would be hilarious. They would probably have a Master of the House style prostitute song.
Oh no.
Anyway, let's continue with this stupid sentence.
Can you imagine Littlefinger can you imagine Littlefinger doing a Master of the House type prostitute thing?
No, let's not even try to imagine it.
With dancing
white sadist.
Like Busby, what's his name?
Do it right away, or this is going in your.
Alrighty. So,
anyway, we're half a sentence in.
Okay, following Jon Snow as he led the expedition with Tormund, Beric the Hound. Okay, the Magnificent Seven. You can see on screen.
Does it actually say Magnificent Seven in the text? Let's see.
No, it doesn't say. I just say like the Magnificent Seven. Like since there are 7 guys.
Don't they change
And
numbers
a couple of
sometimes
red
randomly?
shirts with actual red shirts.
Oh yeah, they even said it in the script or something, or in the commentary.
Doesn't the number randomly change?
That too, yes. Yeah, on the set of it in 2016. 2016. 2016 was really bad, but it wasn't as bad as 2017.
Yeah, 2017 had nothing on 2020.
Or 2021.
It kind of went. Whoop.
Yeah. Well, and on the set in 2016, Alan Taylor directed the bulk of the sequence in a Northern Ireland quarry that had been dressed to match a real-life location in Ireland. Okay. That's cool. I think that's smarter because considering the problems that they had in Iceland, like getting snowed in, getting stuck in an ice, stuck in a snowfall, nearly falling off a cliff, that sort of thing. Probably a good decision.
Yeah.
At least they aren't going to have people fall through the ice because they forgot to mark the spots.
That actually almost happened to Rose Leslie in Iceland because they heard a cracking noise when they were walking across an ice.
Yeah, the funny thing is, there was an interview after season 4 talking with everyone all the actors for named characters that died that season, and she actually talked about it. They heard this deep crack and everyone had to run, and she just they just kind of laugh it off, even though it's kind of unnerving when you consider that it's not supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Alrighty. The set's quote-unquote frozen lake looked unnervingly real. When you stepped on the ice, you expected your foot to slide out from under you. Okay.
Was it actual ice?
No, I don't think so. I think it was fake. The actors trudged across the set against paper snow, getting blasted in their faces from a trio of giant fans. Okay, it might not have been icing, but the set was still freezing. You can tell when people are really cold, they get this look, said co-producer Dave Hill, noting the ruddy, braced expression on the face of the cast.
These performances, these faces again.
Yeah, also Mr. Dave Hill is also from the same stable as Mr. Cogman in terms of he was a coffee boy / assistant who was,
Man,
oh my
what's with all
goodness,
these coffee boys / girls getting
oh
to
my
high
goodness,
positions
I
of
was
power.
joking. I was joking about the Magnificent Seven, and they actually said it.
What?
John, are you sure you aren't psychic or something?
I didn't read ahead. Like they just.
I said psychic, not read ahead. God.
Oh, good lord.
I can't believe
Anyway, let's
try
actually
to give
get
you any
there
credit.
first before we make fun of it.
Okay. Okay, I just couldn't resist. Sorry. Okay, so between takes, the actors coughed up paper, rubbed their eyes, and made jokes about getting white lung from fake snow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. I can't. Okay, they were doing something similar to this in Lord of the Rings to avoid getting because they couldn't quite get on a mountainside. So, okay, fair enough. Harrington attempted to crack Joe O'Dempsey before a shot as they were preparing to look dead serious on camera. I'm going to tickle your balls later. Harrington intoned gravely.
Did he actually say that?
Was there actual honest to God ball tickling on set?
I don't know.
Let's talk about it.
Lovely. Yes, charming.
Yeah,
no comment.
No, yes, precisely. No comment.
I'm making a comment.
Carrington. Okay, I'm gonna try to say. I can't say this with a straight face. This is hilarious. I'm gonna tickle your balls later, Harrington intoned gravely. I'm gonna reach under and give them a little tap.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I was joking. They actually did it.
Tap that ass.
Yep, it says that's what it says.
Oh god,
this is interesting.
When people say "tis but a joke,"
coming in at a great time.
When people say "tis but a joke," bro, they mean it very seriously. "Tis but a joke."
Yeah,
but I was joking, and they were literal. Unless they were also joking, but I went put up behind them to actually be serious.
Well, the thing is, it's Kit Harington. Kit Harington. I think that Kit Harington secretly has a good sense of humor. He just isn't allowed to use it very often.
What's this? You're actually being funny? Stop that. It's against the law.
How dare you?
Yeah.
I mean, he seems straight up depressed sometimes, and I can't really blame him given what happened to him.
he let slip in an interview, like, if you describe one word to describe season 8, what would it be? Disappointing.
Yeah, Danny,
like not even the cast could, like, the cat. I give all the props of the world to the cast of Batman and Robin who BS their way through interviews.
Yeah.
The Game of Thrones was so bad the cast couldn't BS their way through it.
At least Batman and Robin was entertainingly bad. It was still awful, but it was bad in its own unique little way.
Oh yeah,
it's like campy and silly and kind of funny. Like it's fun to point and laugh at. This isn't.
This is like supposed to be dramatic and serious,
and really smart.
Yeah, the interviewer pressed Kit Harington on that. Do you really mean to say that? And he said, "Oh no, I meant epic." One of those two.
Those two are not synonymous.
It was epically disappointing.
It is.
I'm legally forbidden from saying the word disappointing.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll
By the
move
way,
on.
you know what? I gotta make a joke. That's what Benioff said. That's what Benioff's wife said last night.
Well, Kit Harington was married by the. Well, was he married, or he was at least dating a sexually redhead? So
He was. I think he was engaged, and probably. I think he did marry that year. I don't know, but yeah, I'm making a joke that's what his. I was like I'm making your wife's
He
slut
definitely
joke.
married before the show ended.
Yeah, so he kind of did, but like the thing is, he said he didn't watch the 8th season at the Emmys.
Oh.
We have that as a matter of video on public record. He has not watched it.
Color by surprise. No, wait, don't.
Well,
You'll actually
if
find
he
it
did,
shocking.
he would watch his character devolve into a spineless, worthless wimp worm. I can't fault him.
They turned John into a Danny simp.
I don't know. Like, I don't think he was joking, since disappointing came right out of his mouth, and he was backpedaling.
Yes.
Yeah, that seems way more likely to me.
I don't think his tone and inflection doesn't seem like he's joking. At least I don't think so.
Yeah.
So the group then came under attack by an undead polar bear.
It's a snow bear, you absolute fucking retards.
Yeah, there's
Get
a difference
your own
between
fucking lore right.
Yeah, there's a difference between a snow/cave bear and a polar bear. Cave bears are bigger than polar bears. Polar bear, a cave bear makes a polar bear is basically to a polar bear what a wolf is to a terrier, shall we say? Well, not okay. Like a greyhound.
Well, what's the context of this?
Greyhound. Maybe like a greyhound versus a wolf. In terms of, or like so.
Oh, I can't wait. Just read a little bit more. Just keep going.
So, a creature the showrunners had wanted to wedge somewhere into their tail since season 4.
Stupid.
So basically, everybody seen the behind the scenes thing where they say, "Gosh dang it, we want a frickin' zombie polar bear."
Yes.
Yep, I was just starting to quote that one.
Yeah. And they finally got it, and was it worth it? No.
Well, it looked kind of cool.
Yeah. Taylor had the actors circle up for a cinematic Magnificent 7 shot where
Yep, there we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shot where the reluctant band of brothers began to work together for the first time. It should feel like a shark attack on dry land, Taylor said. The director infused it with a sense of dread that the bear could strike from any direction, though on set, this creature was simply a stuntman pulling a green sled. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't a real polar bear?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, great. The trip beyond the wall was a solution to a puzzling, creative problem. How do you get the Night King and his army of the dead south of a 700-foot ice wall that was constructed 8,000 years ago, specifically to keep them out? Why don't you ask George? I thought he gave you an outline.
There was something called the Horn of Winter. I'm not too sure about this.
There's also something called the Gorn's Way, which you could have set up in like season 3. And there's also Bran's Mark, which you yourself set up in season 6.
But it wouldn't look as cool.
No, they had to fucking kill me off just to solve their shitty problems.
But you looked really, but the blue flame looked cool.
Ooh, it was not worth it though.
Is it a good book? It's a weird. It's weird, I think, is the best way, because
I don't think it's good in the sense that I think he's trying to imply. It gives us a lot of evidence for a potential legal battle.
I mean, it's good, but it's not good in the way it wants to be.
Yeah, it's kind of trying to be a behind the scenes thing. It's basically just, here is the litany of all of the unethical things we did while making this show.
Is this where we mentioned explosives?
Yes, including explosives in Morocco, waterboarding your actress for 8 hours.
God help
waterboarding an actress for 8 hours. Nearly an extra fainting because she was so cold. A guy getting thrown off of his horse near a cliff.
A guy almost getting decapitated by a camera arm.
The lady's wig burning. Was it a lady or a chap? I think it was.
It was
a lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, people almost lost their lives on sets.
And it's not, or like jerking your actors around by giving them fake scripts in which they die on screen and are out of a job.
But that's hilarious.
And it's constant, and there's no like pranking of them. It's basically just abuse. It's just because Benioff is a self-admitted pathological liar. I feel no sadness, and I feel no guilt in saying that, because I have camera evidence that he has said that I was a pathological liar when I was 6.
Becca suggests it's a useful book? ?
Let's go with that. It's useful, and I'm currently
yeah.
And I'm doing a Twitter thread. I need to I spent the last few days putting together some screenshots. I'm up to, I think, like season 4-ish, and I just need to put it out on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I was asking for some screenshots from this chapter where people's wigs got burnt and things.
Oh yeah, I need to put those out.
Yeah,
but like I think I believe I showed it on the stream.
Yeah, I think you did on the stream. Yeah, but yeah.
I'll have to do it eventually. Okay, so that's such a. We were talking about breaching the wall, says Dan Weiss, and figuring out the pieces we have on the board without introducing new Deus Ex Machina pieces.
Oh.
Come on! Shut up! Come on!
Oh, you mean like Danny coming in and John at the last second kind of Deus Ex Machina?
What?
Or you mean how the Night King is apparently a javelin champ?
How is the zombie dragon not a Deus Ex Machina?
Especially since he can blow up stone walls but can't burn through a tiny old rock.
I just had 2 words. Azor Ahria.
Oh, and that is oh my goodness, that's a very good point. That is a giant Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, Arya Ex Machina.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm marking that. I am marking that.
Yep, I'm writing it down now.
I'm posting I'm posting all of this in my all the screenshots on the
Yes.
Oh, good.
Apparently it was just to prank them.
Bullshit.
It was a riot.
Apparently it was
what a
to
bunch
prank
of
them.
bullshit. What a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, they're Yeah, they're apparently it's to prank them. Like they gave Alfie Allen a script that said, "Hey, in this episode, we're going to kill off your character." They did the same in season 1 to Kit Harington, saying, "Oh, your face is going to get really burned, and you're going to have to wear prosthetics for the rest of the show."
Season 1? They did
Yeah.
this crap in season 1. Holy
Yep.
shit!
And later on, Jamie, what's his name? Nikolai Coster-Waldau pranked them eventually. I forget what it was. I think he said he was quitting or something.
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, he did say that. Yeah, or at least, well, I think like he just said like took a picture of like he grabbed a picture of himself before he shaved and shaved off his beard, and then didn't shave before he grew out his beard and posted it, and they thought, oh, wow, and they thought, oh my gosh, and they were just freaking out for a little bit.
Good for him.
How often?
Quite a bit.
Quite a few times. I think there was one of the weird things about this book is there's an entire chapter on pranks that were pulled on the set of this show. Most of them were by D&D.
Don't sully the good name of Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay. Dumb and Dip Crap and Dummars that these two guys pulled. It's at least 3 to 4 occasions, and it's possibly more.
Get on with it.
Okay, so
yeah, get on with it.
Okay. What was in the world already that could conceivably knock down the wall? Just getting the Night King past the wall didn't do it. Just getting the White Walkers past it didn't do it. You need an entire.
Of course it did. You didn't need this giant fucking nonsensical spectacle about a black box in the wall and a Bhutan breathing dragon.
Hey, you racist.
It looked cool.
The brain is already in pain. Yeah.
Oh, this is nothing.
Oh, it's like these guys are so fucking tone deaf because, like, what? Oh,
nothing.
Do these two not understand the term subtlety?
No.
The term what?
Yeah.
What's the term subtlety?
I don't get it. I don't get
Hidden
it.
subtleties.
Yeah. Hidden subtleties. Yeah. Which means a giant hole. We were racking our brains as to how to do it. Then we realized there would be something massive in the show. They weren't massive at the time we thought of this, and that was the dragons. But getting a dragon north of the wall was tricky. Ha!
Tricky, eh?
Yeah, we had to make characters completely surgically remove their brain.
Okay. Getting a dragon north of the wall. Okay. Who here has read Fire and Blood?
I have heard. I know
currently
we're about to bring
reading
up.
it. I haven't read it in full.
I know you're about to bring up.
Okay. In Fire and Blood, there is George R. R. Martin. Okay, so post season 7, Fire and Blood came out. At least I think that's the timeline.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so in Fire and Blood, there is a description of Queen Alysanne and her dragon Silverwing going north to the wall, and Alysanne tries to take her dragon over the wall, and
but it doesn't work.
No.
Her dragon refuses to go over.
Yeah, there's an entire page. It's like 3 or 4 paragraphs where it's just describing like how Alysanne is like, for the first time, Silverwing has not done what I asked her to do. It's such a deliberate shot. It is such a deliberate shot. I can't think of any other reason why that is there. As well as the details of it took several days. It took at least a couple weeks for them to get from White Harbor to the wall to Winterfell, and then to the wall. So the teleportation of Dany to the wall on her dragons is so asinine.
Oh, I wanted to bring up that I don't know if it's a little too early, but the fact that like he can just one shot a dragon from a mile away also brings into the question, why couldn't you just do that to literally anybody else?
Yeah.
Like
Like John or Danny, the human characters.
And apparently, like that White Walker ice swords and stuff are like stronger than steel or dragon scales. So
Now, mind you, ice ranges from hard to brittle, and most of the time it's brittle.
The thing is, this is magic ice. That can shatter swords with how cold it is.
True.
I thought their scales are supposed to be harder than steel.
Yeah, I don't know. There were other benefits to the plasmas as well. If the Night King captured a dragon, it would boost his formidability and make the seemingly unstoppable Daenerys more vulnerable going into the final season.
Which you didn't need. Like, just those fucking spears are enough to pose a pretty significant threat to all the dragons.
Well, to be honest, the show should have ended in that episode.
Capture a dragon, it would boost his formidability, and then he gets beaten by Maisie Sue.
Yep.
Oh.
So when John's group got trapped north of the wall by the end of the dead on a frozen lake, Jaime ran to get help from Daenerys back to Eastwatch, who then flew her dragons to her rescue.
I can't. I lost. I'm lost.
Yeah,
That's it.
Even the Gendry actor made fun of it.
Yeah, he's like, is Gendry like the Flash or something? Is the speed force from the DC universe a thing in Game of Thrones, and Gendry's the only one who can tap into it?
Apparently.
It's the Baratheon force, you see. The power of the deer flows through him.
I thought that the Baratheon force just meant hyper fertility and sex drive.
No, apparently not.
Well,
hey,
oh
listen,
my god!
Listen, there was a pregnancy roll, and every time he happened, it was always a nat one. He always is pregnant.
Well, I'm not saying that I'm criticizing it like for inaccuracy. I'm saying that it's George R. R. Martin taking a pot shot.
Well, you have to see here is that George, like, if they actually would have followed the source material, George would still been on set, and or the fact that like they can ask George about the wall.
I would say, what illegal things did you do during your time, as well as why did you make these decisions? These specific decisions, and it would probably be a whole lot of these performances, these faces type BS.
Yeah, we need those explosives.
Yeah. While the Mother of Dragons saved Jon along with his men, Viserion was killed by the Night King, who transformed the beast into a creature that would serve the forces of death. So very
serve
likely
the forces of death. Like what?
Oh,
what
okay.
kind of,
this is
what
kind
kind
of
of generic fantasy dialogue is that?
This is pretty much what they think of the White Walkers. They're just generic evil ice zombies at this point. They're not even anything else.
When in the book, like even from the first scene of the book, they have some measure of intelligence and some kind of system. That's
the funny thing is in season 6 they allude to them being kind of like Terminators in the Terminator franchise, but then nah.
Well, there's also like the thing. Also, the thing is, Euron Greyjoy has a dragon binding horn, and it's more likely that he will get a dragon, that he's the Night King figure. I think that George is kind of writing himself into a corner with 4 and 5 a little bit, because now it's kind of just, okay, now Euron's the bad guy. Like, it's because it just seems as though like most of George's characters are pretty like kind of gray characters. Euron, no, he's like, nah, I'm gonna make a mustache twirling villain, but I'm just gonna make him a psycho.
Well, he does have a Ramsay, and so he does have some.
Am I a psycho?
And Cersei.
Yeah.
And Joffrey.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Vargo Hoat. So
yeah, Vargo Hoat. He does have some,
and
but
Gregor
he's not like,
Clegane.
Yeah, but he hasn't made like giant main villains. Like they're more like side villains.
Yeah.
Like Euron's clearly being set up as like the big bad. At least that's since like he's more set up than any Night King.
Yeah.
I would say that Euron is fairly well written. He hasn't gotten much page time because Feast for Crows is kind of tangent the book.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of new characters that are kind of shotgun blasted at you. And you don't get anything from his perspective, but he is very much he's clearly psychotic and out of his gourd because he thinks he can become a god. Like that's his goal. Like he wants to achieve apotheosis. Okay, the action was rivetingly shot, yet nevertheless drew complaints over the practicalities of the rescue and how fast Daenerys arrived.
Drew complaints over the.
Oh, they do actually address it.
Well, they mentioned it.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, David!
Not wait for them to justify this pile of shit.
I can't get over the fact that is like, oh, the action was rivetingly shot, yet nonetheless drew complaints about. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck is this stupid fucking deflection shit?
You're fit. You just also it's mostly focused on Kit Harington and Emilia Clarke's faces looking expressionless. Just looking at it, they don't move their faces.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot how expressionless Daenerys was when her dragon died.
Yeah,
really showed how much he actually loved you.
They haven't mentioned yet. Sorry, they haven't mentioned yet how the premise is absolute raw either.
Yeah, it's
I think we forgot to talk about that.
We have, but they haven't. The book hasn't.
Yeah, the book hasn't talked about it yet. Just the fact that we mentioned it briefly, where it's just we want to convince Cersei to come to our side and fight alongside us against the army of the dead, and we'll do that by grabbing a frickin' zombie from the middle of the zombie horde and running it back here, even though it will probably be decomposed by the time it gets here.
The problem, there's multiple problems with this. Firstly, Daenerys can just take the Red Keep instantly, but nah, can't. And second,
what do you even need Cersei for?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you need Cersei for?
Yeah. Her army's been destroyed.
Several times.
Yeah, Daenerys just blew up her whole army. You don't need her. Just put a holding force around King's Landing and stay there.
No, she has dragons, something that can fly.
So
Just burn things.
And we've seen in season 6 that she has control of all three of them for some reason.
Oh, well, also here's the thing, Aegon the Conqueror just dropped in on Old Town, handed his dragons on the walls, and the High Septon was like, "Welcome, Your Majesty. I will crown you myself. I don't care that you're incestuous polygamist, even though our religion totally hates that practice. You are our king by virtue of the fact that you have 3 giant fire-breathing lizards that can probably burn the whole city down
in 3 seconds.
Not even 3 seconds. Give it maybe 10 minutes tops. 10 minutes minimum. An hour tops, and they'll probably be assuming that you want ashes. If you don't want ashes, then no, there's going to be nothing left.
And he should have executed the whole Order of the Maesters. They're gray rats.
I totally forgot. There's other points I wanted to bring up, like the fact that they know about the secret entrance into the Red Keep.
That too, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, they do.
We'll have fun with that in season 8.
Perion knows about the entrance to the Red Keep.
They even use it in season 7 for Tyrion to meet with Jaime.
Yeah.
They could literally send an army of Unsullied in there in the dead of night and take the city before anybody knows what's happening.
And
They
no bloodshed.
They
People
did that
could have
earlier
lived.
when Jaime snuck Tyrion out of the Red Keep in season 4.
This show this show has like so many like things that they could have done. Like even in season 8, they didn't need to full on assault. Well, there's admittedly like a bunch of ships there, but you still have Davos, the world's greatest smuggler.
He could
What?
smuggle.
There is no fleet at that point.
I mean, Davos is such a good smuggler that he
Oh,
could smuggle Tyrion in broad daylight.
Like there is no fleet at King's Landing at that point. Last time I checked, that was before Yearhun.
Yes, it
Oh,
is
yeah,
before.
true.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they should have. Yeah, this whole
Oh
thing
wait,
just doesn't make
Euron did a battle with. Oh yeah, Euron did do a battle earlier in the chapter though, where people got burnt.
Yeah, but that was later in the season. Like she could literally just get to the city, like, and just have Grey Worm and a couple of her advisors, like
Also-
a couple of her other people, and
Also,
capture Cersei.
Yeah.
Alive.
Okay. Doesn't
Because because this whole thing. Sorry, because this whole thing with Tyrion not wanting.
Wouldn't Euron have to pass Dragonstone in order to get to King's Landing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Oh my God.
By the way, Adam Mitchell points out in the chat, even the plot holes have plot holes.
Because you
Which
know
is pretty
Tyrion.
accurate.
Because Tyrion is totally concerned about the Geneva Convention at this point, like. Because like Cersei, like because he's so concerned about Cersei, but he does never think that maybe he can capture her alive by using the secret entrance, because she doesn't know about any of the past in the TV show universe.
And also, here's another thing about Cersei. Cersei's not smart. Cersei's really dumb. Like, just if you've read any of her stuff in Feast or Crows, she is the worst combination of crazy and dumb.
She is self-destructively insane. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on.
Yeah, let's keep
No.
We've gone on
Hey,
a tangent.
Hey.
We're getting some good stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Looks like.
But, okay. Dave Hill, you obviously don't want criticism of any kind.
A fucking retarded statement. You don't want any criticism of any kind. Like, you want your show to be praised, sure, but like, you don't want to listen to criticism of the most blatant, ridiculous nonsense. Go fuck yourself, dude.
But with all the things we were balancing to set things up for season 8, sometimes we had to speed things up within the episodes. Okay.
Oh, so it was rushed. You're admitting it was rushed again.
Okay, we had a lot of time cuts that the vast minority watching didn't watch.
Didn't catch? What? Yeah, a majority of people watching did catch it.
Sometimes when moving pieces around, you're gonna cheat a little. No.
No.
What?
You started doing that in this season, remember?
Okay. So, let's how about we list a couple of things that were like kind of set up in season 8 and were never paid off. Cersei's pregnancy. It was originally going to have a miscarriage, and that was probably going to make it so that she went crazy with Wildfire, not Dany.
Conflict between Dany and Sansa.
Dany's pregnancy too. Well,
Yeah,
actually, no. That's
Dany's possible pregnancy. It's never confirmed that she was. John being the son of Rhaegar and Lyanna.
Yeah, I didn't mean anything.
Is barely broadened. Yeah, and well, kind of the thing is, like they say in the commentary that they're setting it up the Dany John pregnancy. Like at least they say like they like draw a lot of attention to it in the commentary. It's really weird. They're drawing attention to like, oh, maybe like Jon Snow's like Jon Snow's gonna get her pregnant, and it's just that's a weird thing to bring up. Okay, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, Alan Taylor, I thought we were covered by the fact that the North. In the North, it's an eternal twilight up there. It was never clear how much time was passing up there.
Oh, that reminds me of the interview.
So I thought we had wiggle room.
Why is it that whenever
it is
we learn more,
physically not possible
no,
that
actually,
more
I have
than
a
a
quick question.
couple
Why
of
is it that whenever we
hours
learn
pass?
more, I have a question to ask. Why is it that whenever we learn more about the production scene behind Game of Thrones, we somehow learn that it's even stupider than we originally imagined? Like even when we learn new stuff,
That's the nature of the rabbit hole, Wolf Boy.
It's the nature of the beasts. The moron beasts.
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought we had wiggle room for saying what the time was. There is no fucking way that more than like 6 hours passed on that rock.
Because and also like how else do you explain like it is definitely not days and it requires days to get up that far or north.
It took like for Tyrion and Jon and Benjen to get to the wall from Winterfell, it took like 3 weeks of riding on horses.
Oh my god, I forgot. Because everybody's complaining about the timeline because they show the map of like where the wall is, and here's King's Landing. Oh my god, I have just remembered that after the episode, like the timeline after the wall fell. I think I showed you that map once.
Yeah.
Like
Maybe.
the absurd logistics of bringing the wight to King's Landing.
Watch any video by Alt Shift X. It's like it's so ridiculously obvious.
We're about to get into
No, hold on. This is my episode, you shit.
But it gets better. It gets effing better.
I have to get this.
That answer is very, very clear. They made up some BS. Direct quote from this book. David Benioff says, I don't remember how we convinced him. We probably made up some BS about it.
Yeah, Papa G, I think that's in the opening clip.
Probably
That is shown at the very beginning of the stream.
I think probably it's kind of like this bluff where you think you've got a flush and you have a straight and you have a flush, and somehow we convinced George.
Yeah.
Free cheeseburgers. It makes so much sense. I actually would believe that.
Yeah, they said I think that we never produced anything before from film or TV or internet. We'd written before, we'd never produced. So when we went to George, it was kind of like that bluff where you think you have a straight, but in reality you don't. But really, you're so confident that we were so confident that he agreed, said yes, and they said, and I want a faithful adaptation of the books, and they said that was what we're going to do. They didn't.
By the way, Lord Crackhead 33, according to them, before the show ended, they said that.
Also,
but now they've apparently changed their answer.
Oh,
really?
Dipshit and dumbass.
Really?
Yeah, that's like everybody reported that while the show was running.
I found
he
it.
He asked them who John's parents were, and they answered correctly. That was the consensus.
Done.
For why he gave it to them. By the way, going back to Milius's question, which was Rushmore, definitely the sequels. They were writing the first draft for The Force Awakens while it was being filmed.
Also, Last Jedi was the first draft was written right after Force Awakens came out.
Okay.
I think.
And that was clearly the draft they went with, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh,
wait a minute, they had a draft?
That's actually not even in question. Like Rian Johnson said, like how much of the first draft went into the film is like 90%.
90%.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, let's keep going. Yeah, okay. Wight, you had something to say?
Check your Discord.
I don't have Discord on my computer, and I
all right. Let me see.
I can see it.
I'll check.
I'll post it in my Discord. I send it privately to him.
I sent it. Yeah, I see it. Okay, I can.
This is the whole timeline after the White Hunt. I drew this. I showed this to Anomaly.
I think that okay, they have written stuff before. D.B. Weiss wrote a book. That's
I'm pretty sure both David Benioff and D.B. Weiss wrote a book.
D.B. Weiss. I wrote a D.B. Weiss. I wrote a book once.
Benioff wrote some books, yeah. I'm assuming there's no dialogue and people just stare at each other.
I mean, the word ass was said a lot, so there probably is dialogue. Keyword being probably.
Game of Thrones Brotherhood. Do you guys think that's going to come out in the next couple decades?
The Infamous is deleting his server. That's unfortunate.
I actually think we will get a Game of Thrones remake eventually.
Oh, I think. Well, have you seen how many things are getting remade lately? And
yeah, unfortunately.
And AT&T, like, really
they want to restore the
Snyder
Snyderverse.
They want
That's
to.
exactly what we need.
They want to get their They want to get their $85 billion from buying Time Warner back.
And Amazon, they're actually going to do Lord of the Rings.
Well, that's not going to be a remake, though.
That's going to be a prequel. That's going to be a prequel.
Oh.
Apparently,
a
has
really, really bad one. I'm calling it. It's going to be really, really bad.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably going to be crap.
It's going to be brilliant.
Oh yes,
it's going to be the greatest thing ever written.
I thought. Okay. I think they. I don't know if they wrote one. Oh, he wrote. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay. Apparently, he wrote one episode of. Was that before or after the show? He started working on the show. That's my question, because, like, he has very few credits to his name. David Benioff has Troy, which is pretty bad.
Not exactly faithful to
the Iliad.
Mm.
And then X-Men Origins Wolverine.
was also pretty bad.
Which is considered one of the worst in the whole series. But yeah, DB Weiss wrote Flowers for Charlie in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia 2013.
That is after the show.
It's after the show began, yeah.
Yeah.
I think this relates to the White Hunt, so I wanted to show you whenever you feel like it.
Well, and then Benioff wrote 25th Hour, which is an adaptation of his book, though for whatever reason he sold the film rights before the book was published.
Ego much?
Okay, I wanted to show you because I made this a long time ago. I was a bit obsessive at the time. This is the White Walker wine they took from the wall, all right here, from the Land of Always Winter. All right here. This is from season 7 to season 8, episode 3. This is the White Walkers. This is the path they took, and this is how long. This is what our crew did after the White Hunt. All the way down here, all the way to King's Landing, and they stayed there for like a couple of days or whatever, and then they went all the way back, went to Whitehover, went on land, went back to Winterfell with all the dragon glass. It went to West Hearth, and then they came back to Winterfell, and then the White Walkers barely just make it to Winterfell.
Oh my goodness, that's terrible.
I had to put that in perspective.
And keep in mind, Whites and White Walkers don't have to sleep.
And the Night King is riding the dragon at this point, so that's every time I say that the Night King could have just went to Winterfell instantly after the wall fell.
You know, that's nothing though. That's nothing though compared to they sent the Unsullied all the way around to Castle Rock. And then they went back, and Euron went around. I think Euron went around the continent a couple of times. Maybe just once.
No.
But
I think it was at least since he hits Dorne, then goes all the way around, hits Casterly Rock, and then comes right back around.
Yeah, something like that.
Alrighty. So that turned out the fact that they didn't. I thought we had. So I thought we had covered by the fact that it's this eternal twilight up there. It was never clear on how much time was passing up there. So I thought that we had wiggle room for saying what the timeline was. that turned out to be not the case for most of the audience. Well, no crap, Sherlock.
Because maybe you're really shit at your job.
Okay, wait a second. So in the last paragraph, he says, we had a lot of time cuts that the vast majority watching didn't catch. That turned out to not be the case for most of the audience, who had a very clear idea of what they thought the timeline was and what we weren't sticking to it.
So my first response was to be glib and say, we have a show where giant lizards the size of 747s are flying around, and you're concerned about the airspeed velocity of a raven.
Oh, don't worry. Wait until we have to listen to Kit Harington. I skipped ahead.
Oh man, that's funny. I thought I was pointing out the absurdity. On the other hand, it's absolutely true that people love the show because they think they can depend on us to be accurate about the airspeed of a raven.
Who cares about the airspeed of a raven? Like, if you cannot, like, if the speed of movement for the characters can increase by exponential factors whenever the plot requires it, you fucked up your world building.
Quick question. What's the average speed of a swallow?
I don't know that.
Who fucking cares?
An African or a European swallow?
I don't know.
I feel like this got turned into a really dirty joke.
No, it's from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Only the single greatest art Grey and King Arthur movie of all time.
Yeah,
Fight me.
It's unarguably the best King Arthur movie. It's though
the only contender is Sword in the Stone.
Yeah, and that's
depends. The Sword in the Stone has Stone not appearing in this movie.
It's also even though I would really like a full adaptation of the Once and Future King.
Oh my god! I just remembered something. There's Camelot. It's just. Remember how Danny couldn't just get to High Garden fast enough to save the Tyrells, but she can instantly teleport to behind the wall instantly,
which is even farther away.
Much further.
I still have the map on my thing. If you
let's keep
going. Do any of you guys follow cynical reviews on Twitter?
I don't follow it. I think I am, but I haven't checked on it. No.
Okay, so he made a thread about suspension of disbelief, and he brought up the fridge from Indiana Jones 4.
You mean the fridge, the holy fridge of lead that keeps you
the holy lead fridge of the Covenant?
Yeah.
And a bunch of people were being a bunch of idiots in the comments, being like, "Oh, is it really that hard to think that in a story about Jewish ghosts killing Nazis with lightning that a fridge can survive a nuke?" It's like, yes it is, because the Ark of the Covenant is a mystical supernatural thing. This is just a regular fridge.
Also,
this is a regular fridge.
Also, how does the fridge stay closed when it's being jounced around and should be breaking?
How does Indy survive?
Just the tumble, not even the nuclear explosion. How does he survive being tumbled about? But we'll talk about. I've actually never seen Crystal Skull in its entirety. I've just seen bits of it and seen reviews. I have not seen.
Apparently, some people argue that it's residual immortality from the Grail from the third movie.
That's asinine.
That's so fucking bullshit.
Yes, keep going. Yeah, let's keep going. Okay, so. Kit Harington, there were natural problems. I could see them getting.
You skipped something.
Oh, sorry, I did. It's the underlying realism that is critical to the suspension of disbelief in the big thing. I learned a lesson about that. That was chastening. Thank you.
I mean, you're lying, but still, thank you.
Yeah, there were natural problems. I could see them going north of the wall to get proof because having that proof was important, and there's only one way to get it. And a fantasy.
No, it was not important. It was completely unnecessary. It was completely pointless. The reasoning behind it was fucking stupid.
Yes. Yeah, that's what wrought. Yes.
Yeah, let's trust Cersei of all people.
She blew up the Vatican with the Pope inside it,
and
nothing happens. She suffers no consequences.
It's no biggie.
I guess there was a big plague of kind of forgottenness in the air at the time.
Amnesia is an epidemic in this universe, just like in the Snyder Cut.
Or maybe Cersei found a way to get Qyburn to lobotomize everybody in King's Landing.
Yeah.
Oh, that would explain a lot. Maybe they just
Or maybe they were all struck by dark side disease.
Yeah.
I think the entire population of Preposterous got lobotomized.
Preposterous.
Well, Darkseid kind of forgot about the anti-life equation.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Unironically, yes. Alrighty. And fantasy is fantasy at the end of the day, and there are things that have to happen which are not in the real world.
God fucking damn it. That is such a bullshit false equivalence.
Artist.
Bullshit. False equivalence.
Let's see what he says.
False equivalence galore.
Yeah, let's see what he says at the.
But we drew people into the fact that it's a very real fantasy in earlier seasons. You do trick an audience a bit if you say the dragon flew this far back. Some of the timings of things, some of the speed at which people meet, it was difficult, but it was necessary to get us to the end point. No, it wasn't.
No, you could have had 2 times 10 episodes.
Yeah, he's just
repeating. And this would have been so much easier.
I'm guessing he's repeating what he's being told.
Yeah.
He's reading from the script, basically.
Yeah.
He's going the company line, yes.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess.
Alrighty. The surviving heroes sail back to the Seven Kingdoms.
Meaning everyone except Thoros and Viserion.
Also, like, you're not going to acknowledge the stupidity of Benjen Stark just coming in out of nowhere, Deus Ex Machina, to save Jon from a frozen lake.
Well, we'll want to talk about that because they can't defend shit.
Yeah.
So
what are you gonna say?
funny.
What are you gonna say about Benjen, huh? What about his stupid death?
The worst is that Benjen is far from the worst thing in the episode.
Oh yeah, that's sad. But that's the most like hypocritical thing, because what do you call Benjen Stark showing up out of nowhere other than a Deus Ex Machina?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, and also like let's refer back to let's refer back to this thing right here.
Oh.
Right here.
Uh-huh. That was too long ago, though. That was like a whole page ago, wasn't it? More than a page. I kind of forgot about that.
Yes.
I will show
No
you
new Deus
kind
Ex
of
Machina
hot.
elements like zombie uncle. Yay.
Zombie uncle who's just
That
wandering
sounds cool.
around. Mm-hmm.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. Sounds very cool. It's very cool, Anakin. Very cool. Okay. During the voyage, Jon knocked on Daenerys' door, and they wordlessly acknowledged their undeniable attraction. In the passageway, Perion could hear what was going on.
Why?
Wait. Are we done?
By the
with
way, they're messing up the timeline of events. This happens at the end of episode 7.
Are we
We're at the
done?
end of episode 6 right now.
Pardon me, but are we done with the White Hunt already?
Yes.
Apparently, yes.
Unless they circle
But
back.
also, like, apparently, like, Tyrion's, like, listening in while listening on this.
And then they fuck!
To be honest, I want my money back.
That's like an episode later. What's happening here?
I don't know.
You really think the shitty people realize that kind of thing?
But it's just so funny. Like, just Tyrion's listening. I guess they're skipping over the meeting.
Maybe they'll circle back. Just keep with thingy.
The meeting. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
it's like
God.
Tyrion. But oh my god. This was never implied. He's just standing there being a creep.
I guess he looked kind of grave.
Remember when they thought that was an actual thing? It turned out it just meant nothing.
Yeah.
It's just.
I mean, he
Tyrion-
does. To his credit, he does look pretty serious in that, but
the implication that he's listening in on the two people boning.
That's
What a
that
fucking
is a little.
creep.
No, you know what's coming next? Comment.
Okay, so the scene was intercut with Samwell at the Citadel. No, he's not at the Citadel. That's factually wrong.
What the? Hey, wait a minute here.
they skipped over all of episode 7. They skipped over all of episode 7.
But wasn't Sam already?
This motherfucking retard just skipped over the entire episode without realizing it.
Wasn't Sam
Are you
already?
fucking kidding me?
Sam was of Winterfell. This is factually incorrect. What's wrong?
What the?
Did you even fact check this? Did you even fact check this? What's wrong?
What the? Didn't do the research. What?
He's not even at the Citadel. He left 2 episodes earlier.
I love the way everyone's just laughing uproariously for several minutes.
Oh my god!
Well, we're fucked.
Oh, sod off, Mr. Hibbert.
This was the care and
James Hibbert kind of forgot about the season 7 finale.
Oh
that was put into the show.
Did someone just say that Clyburn gave Hibbert a lobotomy? Is that what someone just said?
Apparently, I don't know how. Like,
how do you kind of forget an entire episode?
Oh,
are they not going to address Littlefinger at all?
Apparently not.
Oh wait, the whole Winterfell. That's right, the whole Winterfell plot. Have we even touched on
I
the whole
totally
Winterfell
forgot
plot?
about the whole Winterfell plot.
No, it's not. It's not. So far, no. Maybe they'll address it in a little bit. I don't know. But it seems like they're building towards a climax where it's just like, and it's just, that's factually correct. What is wrong?
You know, I came in here to talk about the wight and maybe it's episode 7, but how can you talk about episode 7? There is no episode 7 at all to talk about.
Like, Mr. Hibbert, like, I'm gonna enjoy putting this out on Twitter, where it's just like, Mr. Hibbert, that is factually incorrect.
And you're skipping over an entire episode.
Yeah, you're skipping over You're skipping over like that entire stupid summit meeting.
You're skipping over Littlefinger, apparently.
I am sending all that over to Anomaly server right now.
Yeah, just that's factually wrong. Okay. So the scene was intercut with Samwell at the Citadel discovering evidence that revealed Jon's parents were Ned Stark's sister, Lyanna Stark, and Rhaegar, Dany's older brother, Rhaegar. No, it's okay. Season 6, Ned Stark finds Lyanna and a baby in the Tower of Joy in a flashback that is shown to Bran. Then Bran says to Sam, he's a bastard. His name is Sand. He was born in Dorne to my aunt Lyanna and Rhaegar Targaryen. And then Sam says, no, there's a thing that said, there's a little letter apparently this High Septon wrote that nobody else has found, that apparently Rhaegar had his marriage to Elia annulled. Doesn't frickin' work that way. Do you know?
And also, he's presenting it incorrectly in this book.
Yeah.
You know what Summerchild said, sorry. He says, the High Septon annulled it. The High Septon annulled it. Maybe you had to be there. It's in the season 8 watch. Whenever there's a problem, the High Septon annulled it.
Yeah, Preston's season 8 watch, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And also just that bit. And just that little bit is just, oh my gosh. That's just, okay. Questions of quality aside,
That whole sentence was factually inaccurate.
We didn't even have to do any research. We
have watched the show.
Yeah, we were remembering watching the show a couple of years ago, and we remember that. How can you not remember that when you're laying a book
4
on
years.
it?
It's like I watched it in like 2018, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and it came out earlier in 2017, in like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I just watched it on YouTube, just finding that scene because I was interested in like getting the context. Because, oh my gosh, this is just why, Mr. Hibbert? Like, why are you doing this to us? Okay, the show's biggest mystery, the one Martin had quizzed Benioff and Weiss on over lunch all those years ago, was finally solved. Jon Snow is Daenerys' nephew and the true heir to the Iron Throne.
So remember that thing I told you about me and Lord Crackhead 33 told you about, with them apparently correctly saying Jon Snow's parents? Apparently they're still sticking with it in this book, even after all the confessions about just BSing their way through it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it solved either.
Yeah.
Solved.
There's a couple of options, even in the books.
Solvented, maybe.
Like there's two options, really. It's either Ashara Dane or Lyanna Stark. The more likely option is Lyanna Stark, but Ashara Dane's still kind of a possibility.
Yeah.
Or it could be like quite a few other people.
Or like
technically speaking.
Or like Wyla. Like they said Ned Dane says that Wyla is Jon's mother, and that he was Jon Snow's milk brother. Though the weirdest thing is, why would you name your son after the guy who killed your brother and caused your sister to commit suicide? That part's really weird. And
unless things are not as what they seem.
Yeah, and there's kind of theories that Seta Lamore is Ashara Dane in disguise, since she's described as like super, super hot, and
even though she's like
mid-40s,
pretty relatively old.
Yeah, like, and she like makes Cersei look like late Dance of the Dragons Rhaenyra. Who is like serious, like even in the books is like described as like she looks like she has severe mommy bod, like she has severe mommy bod syndrome, like lots of weight gain. But anyway, okay, Peter Dinklage, keep it down over there. I'm trying to get some sleep. Oh my god.
What the?
Yep.
That is pretty funny.
That is
Keep it down over there. I'm trying to get some sleep.
Keep it down. Quit screwing like cats.
Quit screwing like Neff and Wolf. Fuck.
What?
Oh, he is here.
Why is Brightness Neff still muted? She's been muted all this time.
Maybe something's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, it was complicated. Like a lot of things with Tyrion, it was professional and personal. Obviously, he had feelings for Daenerys. He loved her, or thought he did. Okay.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, can we talk about that for a second?
1 second. I need to grab something. Oh, this.
Where the fuck was that?
No idea, Mr. Chap.
Words to live by.
Yeah.
No idea.
That is true. He was scared, but Brandon set him up, and then he danced with her, and apparently
according to Ned Dane, Ned was in love with Ashara Dane. So, yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Well, actually, we won't see. We'll probably see it in notes, maybe, and then even those are likely to change, since Mr. Martin is a gardener and he doesn't stick to an outline. He just kind of writes with a vague outline of what he wants.
It's kind of a wild approach to gardening too. More like letting all the weeds just grow. Ugh.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's probably unfair. Anyway.
Yeah. He was awe-inspiring. She was awe-inspiring. He was questioning that because he didn't have a good track record falling in love. Again, where was that?
Where the fuck was that?
Okay. There was jealousy wrapped in there too. But he loved Jon Snow too, but no homo.
That's nice to know.
Sorry.
Wow, they're just not being inclusive enough.
Yeah. They're the two they had the most in common with, in a way. Outsiders in their own family refused to follow the path the family had taken. He was wondering how smart a move it was, their coupling was. He was wondering how smart of a move their coupling was. Also, where was that? Where was that?
Nowhere.
These performances.
This doesn't make any remote amount of sense. This is utterly asinine. What is wrong? This does not make the remotest bit of sense. I do not understand what is going on here.
As Mueller says, kind of something for which we needed some dialogue.
Yeah. It was an interesting scene because Kid and Amelia are really good friends, and they're having to do something friends don't normally do.
Not normally.
Friends, be a little bit more specific, Mr. Pedeswa. Are you talking about but they're actors and they knew they had to do
Hold
it.
on a minute here. I didn't catch that first.
Okay. There are really good friends. Don't friends sometimes get together and have sex? That's what usually I married my best friend is about.
Yeah, but it's if you have a group of friends, it's not like you've had sex with all of them.
Yeah.
That is true.
Or even the majority of them.
That is true. True.
And that's your school of movies.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Where even by their own admission, at least one of them has had multiple partners at the same time, as in something of a polyamorous situation.
Yes, no comment.
Yep. Anyway, but they're also actors, and they know they had to do it. They had to do it.
Damn, that must have been really difficult.
Yeah, that was probably fairly awkward. Yeah.
No, they have to do it.
But at the same time, they were very aware of not wanting to cross a boundary with each other or make the other uncomfortable. So they asked me to be really specific about how we were going to shoot it. How are we going to do this exactly? What's going to be shown exactly? Oh my gosh. Can you imagine how awkward that situation was? It must have been.
Yeah, I imagine this would be even more awkward than the Grey Worm conversation.
I'm having another no comment moment.
Yeah.
Where's this conversation going? Are we going to enter
I'm going to say for the rest of this paragraph, no comment.
Yeah, from a storytelling point of view, that John and Danny are lovemaking is a huge thing. So I felt very strongly they need to stop in the middle of it and have a moment where they're looking at each other. It's kind of a moment of, should we be doing this? Is it a terrible idea? Is this a good idea? Then decide this force is greater than us and we can't not do it.
What a bunch of baloney.
Oh man. That gave the scene an extra loaded quality, and there was something going on that had a sense of epic fatality or inevitability about it. We don't know what it was.
but we knew there was a force bigger than both of them, and they couldn't stop it. That's it?
That's fucking bull.
Did you find it epic when you were watching it?
No.
No.
Oh.
No, I
Wait,
thought it was
wait.
contrived and stupid and cliche bullshit.
Wait,
It's
so
not
they
even
actually
as
skipped
fun as
over the entire
Twilight.
7th episode.
They
I
skipped over the entire Littlefinger plot.
Yeah, the
Oh,
entire
come
plot.
on. Come on. Why? That part is so dumb. That part is so dumb. Like
It's the dumbest thing ever.
yeah, the Littlefinger got outmaneuvered by Sansa Stark, the self-professed second dumbest person in the world.
She only won because Bran, the fucking robot, is omnipotent and can see everything. So
Yeah,
it wasn't even Sansa.
King Bran Hatton stepped in.
Oh.
The Bran no wall. Bran no legs.
All
The
hail
wheelchair
King
that will
Bran
announce the
Hatton.
world.
All hail King Bran Hatton, the Lord of Plot Deviciness.
It's Bran, Bran the Ramp Maker.
Oh, unless this chapter is on the Winterfell plot.
No, it's not. I don't think it is. It says we're starting this scene. Anne's entire person. Oh, it is about.
Yeah, they're jumping straight into episode 1 of season 8.
No, there's a bit about for good or ill under Littlefinger's supervision. How much of his Machiavellian quality of Rob Altamar? So, what is up with this? Are they going to go from like season 8 to season 7, season 7 to season 8, and back? What is going on here?
Honestly, I am still disappointed that we didn't get much on the White Hunt.
What?
Like, right now, I'm worried about how little we're gonna get on the Battle of Winterfell.
Yeah, this is pretty bad. This is one of the worst things in the show. Like, Red Team Review are actually like surprisingly nice. Like about
Red Team Review is really nice to the show.
Yeah, he's very nice to the show, even though the show, like even like this part, but this part he went on a long rant. He freaking hated this creative choice.
Well, he's just stifling David Benioff's creative freedom.
That's just your opinion.
Bigot.
I know. I don't care.
The thing
I
is,
know.
at this point, we've seen what like complete creative freedom can produce. Like, like I'm talking about the Snyder Cut, and the Snyder Cut is crap.
Yeah, the Snyder Cut is awful.
And it is crap in spite of the fact that it had 4 to 5 years of hindsight, and it had pretty much no restrictions whatsoever were placed on Zack Snyder, because he could make it as long as he wanted because it was going to be on HBO Max and not in theaters, and he could make it in 4:3. Neither of those two would fly if this was released traditionally.
You have to.
So he had about as much creative freedom as he could have possibly asked for, and he still made a film that was basically just Justice League, except more bloated and more broken in terms of plot.
So what are we doing now?
Okay, apparently this chapter's only like 8 pages.
Yeah, let's get through it.
Yeah,
I think we need to put creative freedom in quotation marks when we speak about David Benioff.
So, let's just put. No, it's not creative freedom. It's the word "creative" is in quotations, and then freedom's just there because he was great. He just isn't creative.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay. It started off with the Starks of Winterfell. Reunion was destined for the show's final arc, but when making an intense fantasy drama where the stakes are typically life and death, what do you do with the family of heroes and after you bring them together to hang out in a castle for an entire season to maintain the show's usual level of intrigue? The solution was to focus on all the ways that each Stark had evolved since season 1, and then throw in a scheming Littlefinger. Okay, so you're going to talk about the second worst thing in the show. Oh, yay. So you aren't skipping over it. You're just skipping over the asinine conclusion of the zombie plot. Where Cersei decides to screw them over. Even though
maybe we actually might circle back. Done. I think we
Maybe.
might actually just circle back to that later. Who knows?
Maybe.
So, are we doing?
Okay. Apparently, okay, so when people move apart, they grow apart, and this is a fantasy exaggeration of that. Showrunner Dan Weiss said, Bran's entire personality has been altered to the point where it's hard for any human to relate to him, even his sisters. But is there anything left of him in there? I say no.
No, probably not.
No.
There is nothing in the show that indicates that Bran still exists.
Bran is just possessed by a Lovecraftian deity who's arranging the whole thing. In this, my headcanon is Bran's the villain the whole time and he wins.
Essentially the Jar Jar theory. Is that this time it can actually be applied to being valid.
Yeah, well, kind of the thing is, Bran wins. He can see the future. He probably predicted the dragon flying over King's Landing. In fact, we see the dragon flying over King's Landing ending in season 4.
We still got 100 pages, and we're only on. We're just past season 7.
Yeah, so there's gonna be so much aftermath, and they're probably just gonna be bitching about how much the fans hated it. Critics hated this too.
Even fucking news outlets hated it.
Yeah.
Everybody except WatchersOnTheWall.com and Yes and IRL hated it pretty much.
Movie Bob liked it.
Movie Bob doesn't count. He's not human.
Well, actually, Movie Bob does count for 20 people.
Yeah. And apparently, Androssi, did you see the one where it says where Movie Bob said Tolkien and George R. R. Martin are not this similar. In Game of Thrones is not similar.
I think he said Game of Thrones is just edgy Shrek.
Yes, he did.
It's just edgy Shrek.
It's just edgy Shrek.
That's such a massive disservice to Shrek. To be compared to this.
I feel gross. I need to take a shower after this. Can we not talk about Movie Bob?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I need to bleach myself every time I hear his name.
Okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I Need a Hero from Shrek 2 is still the greatest action climax ever created.
Oh, yes,
Fuck
it is.
Movie Bob. Fuck Movie Bob.
Yes. Okay. So how much is Arya Stark of Winterfell, and how much is the Faceless Man? She's just basically Mystique from X-Men in this season. From X-Men up until the beginning of season 7, and then she has never used her face powers.
Well, which also reminds me, how is she super good at everything? The Faceless Man are just assassins that make their assassinations look like mistakes.
They just poison dogs to make them freak out and kill their masters.
Wait, what?
They're not like ninjas from like a fantasy ninjas where they spin and jump around on buildings and shit.
You didn't know that, White? You didn't know that, Wise Wolf?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, the Faceless Men aren't Sith assassins from KOTOR or anything.
Arya is Maisie Sue.
Yeah, basically you know how kind of in the show where Poison Dart or twists a dude's neck around and throws him off of a balcony? He doesn't do that. He just poisons his dog with manticore venom and then makes it freak out and kill, and that makes it freak out and kill its owner.
Well, that's kind of a far-fetched explanation. More likely, he just had help from his two buddies from the Black Cells.
Well, I mean, in the thing, he probably it said he said Arya told him kill this person, and then the person died because his dog went nuts. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's just like they find him with bite marks all over, and coincidentally, Jaqen has a companion called Biter who bites off Brienne's ear at one point.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was the dog. I thought that like somebody witnessed the dog tearing his throat out, but that could be the other alternative.
Yeah, the
true.
thing is, a lot like fans assume all the time that it was Manticore venom, but there's actually nothing in the book that points in that direction.
Oh well, it's just kind of like just Manticore venom, like not the Manticore venom, like it's like basically any warm-blooded creature that eats it will go nuts.
Yeah, I know.
So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll need to reread that bit. I don't remember much of Clash of Kings. Like Clash of Kings is kind of just like I really kind of couldn't get into Clash of Kings very much, even when I was like listening to it. I actually like.
Anyway, let's just move on with the bullshit about Sansa.
Yeah. Okay, Sansa had undergone her training for good or ill under Littlefinger's
What
supervision. She barely interacted with Little. She barely interacted with Littlefinger after season 5, middle of season 5, and in season 5 she didn't get anything. He was just his tool in a scheme that didn't make any sense.
She got hit with a stick a lot.
Yeah.
And she swept the floor.
Yeah. How much of his Machiavellian quality has rubbed off on her? None.
Nothing.
She just BS's her way through it.
Just like David Benioff.
Yep.
Yeah. You would think a family reunion among 3 siblings who thought the others were dead would be unalloyed joy, and it was to an extent, but there was a lot of tension and anxiety under the surface because we didn't know how they were going to relate to each other now they were under the same roof. Okay, you didn't know. So are you saying you didn't know or the characters didn't know?
Where does it say that?
Wait, who exactly says this? Who exactly said this?
That would be Dan Weiss.
There's a lot of tension and we didn't know. That's what it says.
Where does it say that Dan Weiss said this? Oh yeah, Dan Weiss. Yeah, so he doesn't know. What a fucking surprise.
And because we didn't, under the surface, because we didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, man, talk about a pack of conners.
Yeah.
They're literally admitting to being fucking grifters in this very book.
We didn't know how they were going to relate to each other. That's what it says.
Yeah, this is what you should know. You fucking bastard.
You
I thought that Martin gave you an outline. Shouldn't you at least be somewhat aware of this?
Well, I mean, you're writing a show. You should know how your own characters are acting.
Yeah. This is so weird. Well, at least this is going to be relatively short since like there's a lot of gaps. There's no like walls of text, so we'll probably get through it fairly quick. So, Sophie Turner, I was overwhelmed by the Starks meeting again. I was sitting in the corner on the set of something else, came scrolling on my phone, reading the scripts, going, ah! Then I rang Maisie up. Can you believe we have so many episodes together? Brian Cogman, Sansa and Arya were never close and never particularly liked each other, and had been through so much. Now they have much more in common than either was probably willing to realize. So Sansa's had life worse than Arya, I'd say.
Yes, I would agree.
Like Arya was never subject to the attentions of Ramsay Bolton and Joffrey.
Yeah, she was never subjected to like psychological torture, essentially.
Yeah. She was just on the run for a lot of points. And she then I think the worst like bits of psychological torture were like seeing like other people die.
Or seeing other people getting tortured.
Yeah. Or like when like she saw her brother like with a wolf head mounted on his body, even though that bit makes absolutely no sense. Like, how did they get that like rigged up so quick? Like, how did they do that? That just makes no sense.
Plot.
Aria pies.
Yeah. Okay, our first scene together was our reunion scene, said Sophie Turner. We screwed up so many times. What is the tone of this? Why are there so many F-bombs in this book?
Because people use them all the time. I mean, I've used them a lot. I'm pretty sure in just this episode.
Isn't this supposed to be like something of a professional book?
I mean, isn't this supposed to be a somewhat professional analysis?
No, we're not professional analysis. We're just reading it and just like going, what is
Professionals,
going on?
are we getting paid for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, where's my money?
No. Well, it's just well, the thing is, this is supposed to be like a professional journalist. He's really a shill, but he's supposed to be a professional journalist, and it's just like it's like it just makes it just seem weird. Well, I guess. But it's also David Benioff. He's American, as far as I know. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
I mean, it would be very nice to know.
Hey, Dailies, we call it religious
cuddling.
Yes,
we call it religious cuddling.
And Neff has been AFK for like the whole stream so far.
Well, it's not just the British people; it's also the American idiots.
Damn.
It's the Americans, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. Like, unfortunately, we have to admit that he is American. He's not a functional adult, but he is American.
I revoke his American card.
He is your shame.
You're American
Man,
too.
if only Norway could revoke the citizenship of its most famous inhabitant.
Yeah, they found my egg in like Washington D.C. Like, yeah, we can use this, even though it's supposed to be in England.
So, Maisie Williams, it was the weirdest thing. We were both embarrassed to do our thing in front of each other. It took a few hours for us to get serious.
Wait,
so if
do our thing?
What?
Just do the thing.
No comment.
Like, just I guess like be in character with each other, since Maisie Williams and Sophie Turner are like best buddies. Like it's kind of like Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. They're Wilson or Sam and Frodo. I never said that he was. I said that he's American. He just swears all the time. I don't think anybody wants him.
I don't want it.
It's
especially not Morocco.
Yeah, Morocco definitely doesn't want him. Not after this book. Or they probably want him very badly.
We can't even like him to the Sun. The Sun doesn't even want him.
Well, they probably want him. They just don't. They just probably want him in a jail cell.
Yes. I wonder if they got penalty in Morocco. Probably.
Yeah, we couldn't.
Yeah, but they kind of forgot to die.
Yeah. Sophie Turner, we couldn't keep a straight face. Our relationship is so close, but it's only that fun side, never the business side. But apparently, it works. I was nervous. It's like performing for your mom. When somebody is watching you, don't do it quite as well. But in the long run, it benefited us because we were free with each other in our acting. We were not afraid to go there because we felt so comfortable with each other. If I didn't know what was going on, it sounds like they're having.
Well, it sounds like the directors want to have a sex scene or something.
Okay, and it looks like they are doing.
Now the sparks are going incest. All right.
It looks
I know what happens, but just the innuendos all over the place. Just like this sounds like they're implying. It's like.
Do you really think they know? But what do you think they even know the concept of tone?
We were not able to go there.
The thing is, it's Sophie Turner saying this, but it's like if nobody knew this, like if nobody knew what was going on, it's just like, are these two siblings like boning? What's up with this?
It's like, have any of you guys seen Attack on Titan or read Attack on Titan?
No, I saw Just Right's video.
Yes, I watched it.
Okay, so I just watched a couple of the earliest episodes on another server that I'm in, and it's kind of eerie when you know some of the stuff that's going on in the plot right now, just how relevant some of the earliest lines of dialogue are. And this is kind of the same, except for like unlike Attack on Titan, which has it about the plot, this is about sexual innuendos.
Yeah.
This is turning me on. This stream is really turning me on.
No comment.
So you wanted to see Maisie Williams and Sophie Turner get it on screen. Lovely. Now we know where your mind went.
Hey, I mean, it's different when it's two girls doing it, so it's like, well, I can watch.
Well, there's still like the underage issue, like yeah. When family members reunite in the real world, it's difficult not to fall back into habitual patterns and assumptions. And so it was on Game of Thrones. Sansa still thought Arya was reckless and unskilled, and Arya still believed her older sister was ambitious and naive, each underestimating the other.
Dragon Demands again. Where the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Becca, let's not Valerian. Oh no.
Stop. Stop it.
Okay.
Okay. Arya still saw Sansa as the snooty, prissy child that she was before she left for King's Landing. They didn't really talk about what they've been through. They never really had that communication before, and that was vital to do it. They don't have that ability to communicate, and they don't understand each other. Why didn't they talk?
Yeah.
What even are words?
Yeah. We should probably ask David Benioff that. What even are words to you?
Like, yeah, I would love to just like strap him to a chair and just like, all right, answer me some questions.
No, it's like some 1950s cop movie. We just strap him to a chair and you put on a big spotlight on him. Like, where are they? I mean, where's the dialogue?
I guess like Wolf is like eating really, really hard, down low, and
No comment.
So nobody could hear.
At least they muted it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of wholesome that there's some joy going on while we're suffering through this book.
Yeah, Wolf has like a several hundred mile long neck, so he can be in wherever he's in the East Coast and in Texas at the same time.
No, it's actually a really neat quirk called teleportation.
That works.
Yeah, he has the space stone from the MCU.
He's got whatever.
I just have reality bending powers. Reality can be wherever the hell I want it to be.
He's got Euron and whatnot's teleportation powers.
He's got Littlefinger's He's got Varys and Littlefinger's jetpacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Arya had gone through what Sansa's gone through, she'd be dead. And if Sansa had gone through what Arya's gone through, she'd be dead. They're both very good at handling what they've been put under. If either had switched roles, they wouldn't last. I think that Arya would have survived in King's Landing pretty well. What do you think?
She probably would have been thrown in a black cell or something.
I think she would have found the catacombs and like swam out to the sea, found a boat, and then left.
Did we?
What?
Sorry, the chat. Words are for 8th grade book reports.
Damn.
Wolf, are you embezzling money? Stop it.
What? No, I'm not embezzling money.
Blarion, well, I don't
I'm just
know.
using what I'm getting paid to do.
Alrighty. So.
Well, Blarion keeps blowing the budget, so.
Words of her plebs.
Oh, we're about to. Littlefinger tried to play
Oh,
Arya and
we have
Sansa.
exactly 100 pages left to the very end.
Yeah. Start revealing a letter Sansa was forced by Cersei to write in season 2. Season 1!
What?
Season 1!
Okay. I'm
And
going
it was
to
not during the War of the Five Kings either.
I need to. Okay. I'm going to have to go back to it and just say, Mr. Do you even do research? This is factually inaccurate.
This is the second one in a row, almost.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as skipping the entire episode, though.
He's had other problems and he's had multiple continuity problems throughout this book. I just need to go back and find them. I can remember vaguely that there were. I just can't remember them. I'll need to look
I think he confused Old Town with something else.
Oh yeah,
I think that's supposed to be Morocco. I think that's supposed to. There's a part of Morocco called Old Town. It's just he never put a footnote in it. The only footnotes that he said were there's only 2 footnotes in this entire book. One was I don't know when Sharice Van Houten said, and I don't know if was Melisandre naked in the books? And the footnote was she was, and then the next one was there are multiple accents throughout the show, and then a footnote describing each of the accents. That's it. There are no other footnotes in this entire book. So what's the point? Can't you clarify stuff like, oh, there's multiple volcanic activity in Iceland? It's not just we heard a rumor that there was volcanic activity in Iceland. It was just like, oh, we'll probably ignore that. Unless you have a footnote that said people would have to Google the fact that there's lots of volcanic activity in Iceland. It just putting that in there as is just seems wait. With the other incompetent things that have happened, how is this not incompetent? So
the chat is a riot.
Oh really? What's happening? I'm not looking.
Research is for 8th grade book reports too.
Research is for 8th grade book reports.
Logic and coherence is for 8th grade book reports.
Reality is for 8th grade book reports.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
Logic
the letter made it seem like Sansa betrayed Robb, and it caused Arya to question her sister's loyalty.
Iceland is for 8th grade book reports.
No. Let me. Okay.
Okay. So can I point out something in relation to this sentence?
I need to find that letter and read it out because, okay.
Okay, so in the books, and they cut this out in the show, Sansa actually goes to Cersei and tells her about Ned's plans.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that she feels really fucking guilty about for the rest of the books. This is actually something that the show could have done anything with. It could have been used as an explanation for quite a bit. But no, they just don't address it at all.
Okay, so here it is. Robb, I write to you with a heavy heart. Our good King Robert is dead, killed from wounds he took in a boar hunt. Father has been charged with treason. He has conspired with Robert's brothers against my beloved Joffrey and tried to steal his throne. The Lannisters are treating me well and provide with every comfort. I beg you come to King's Landing and swear fealty to King Joffrey and prevent any strife between the great houses of Lannister and Stark. Your faithful sister, Sansa.
Yeah, not exactly a betrayal of Robb.
Yeah.
The thing is, this could have made sense if it could have made some modicum of sense if she had actually betrayed Ned, as I just described 2 minutes ago.
Because Sansa, Sansa's interesting because she's kind of dumb and makes a really bad decision.
and that leads to very bad consequences. She immediately regrets it, and she's kind of mostly a pawn throughout the rest of the books. But maybe she was planned to be less of a pawn.
You can kind of see the seeds of her starting to learn in the last 2 books plus the sample chapters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like the most we're going to get are the sample chapters, I think.
Which is a shame.
Stop with the depression. Move on.
Alrighty. Aiden Gillen. It was pretty obvious what my game was there. What game?
What game?
What possible frickin' benefit does he have from playing Arya against Sansa? How does he benefit from this at all?
Let's read and find out if he actually said anything.
Oh man. Okay, thank you, Neelius, for this knowledge. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of volcanoes.
Yeah, can we also mention that you could have actually had a reason for Littlefinger to do this kind of shit, because they're going to talk about it later, but it's implied that he recognized Arya at Harrenhal. So if he suspects that she recognizes him, he actually has reason to want to get rid of her, but the show doesn't establish this.
Also, well, here's the thing. Littlefinger was already working with the Lannisters, so, like, how would that be at all suspicious to Sansa? He was just, I was working with the Lannisters. Like, why? That doesn't even make any sense. That doesn't make any sense of how that would be like a danger to him or her. It doesn't make any sense.
Game of Thrones season 7 not making sense. What is this?
Oh no, it's like, look, so Littlefinger, like, this explanation here, like, doesn't make any sense. Just had some sense she was not to be underestimated, but how? What? Why? I don't understand. Like, what sense does this make?
What?
This doesn't make.
What? She has no power. What is she talking about?
She was just a cupbearer in Harrenhal. What? And like, he just sees her. What does that even mean? I don't get. Like, what? Like, they're trying to imply here. This doesn't make any sense.
And he doesn't know Arya anything. Like, he doesn't know anything about her.
Is this that he's saying here? Is this anywhere mentioned in the show?
This is pretty much just this is like the characters know what the audience knows. Apparently, I guess.
Also, like, it's the actor being more aware of what is happening in the show than the actual writers.
Yeah.
At least I think so, because, well, okay, maybe not. Maybe this could be like, since this paragraph's an insert, it's in between 2 Aiden Gillen quotes. It's not continuous, so maybe this is an insert. So I guess it's probably like, oh, that's also, oh, it's unclear.
Wow. By the way, I'm watching the Tywin Littlefinger scene right now, and they're not talking about anything that could be of interest to Arya. They're talking about Renly and the Tyrells.
Yeah, they're not talking
about dialogue.
There's no talking about Red Wedding. There's no talking about, like, betraying Robb. There's nothing. There's no, like, anti-Stark stuff in that conversation. It's just
he does mention Stannis and Robb be getting defeated, but that's like par for the course in this kind of environment.
That's just a theoret. Those are just theoretical. There's no, like, he's not, like, going along with, like, saying, oh, we should kill the wolves. He's just, like, saying that the defeat is inevitable, mostly because Tywin Lannister plays dirty, plays really dirty. Like, Tywin Lannister has no regard for human life. He doesn't care. And yet he's lawful neutral.
No comment.
Wait, who are we talking about again?
Tywin Lannister. Yeah, David Benioff would ascribe the D&D morality of lawful neutral to Tywin Lannister. That's an actual
Well,
quote in the book.
well, he's more lawful neutral than lawful evil in the show. He's more like lawful evil in the books.
I think he's still lawful evil in the show since he's still done the Reigns of Castamere.
And Taisha still exists in the show or in the early seasons.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And they just cut the Taisha reveal, even though it was mentioned in season 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
Which
David
completely
Benioff has
ruined Tyrion's character.
Because David Benioff has a weird Tywin somehow has because Tywin Lannister is basically his dad. Like David Benioff's dad is Stephen Friedman, is Tywin Lannister because he's a rich, semi-sociopathic guy. At least I think he seems to be that he's sociopathic based on the fact that he
is an asshole. Absolutely.
Yeah, his dad, like, just the fact that like his dad and mom both just laughed when they heard that your son's a pathological liar. Are you going to do anything about it?
Or didn't do anything about his dental health or anything.
Oh yeah, that too. Never. Also, and his speech impediment. Yeah, he had a. Yeah, like, just that doesn't make any sense. This is so strange. Okay, so at the same time, my character is becoming quite aware that Sansa was becoming as bright as me and as wary of my manipulations. No. No,
she wasn't.
No, that is a lie. Shut up. No. Okay, they used each other, they enjoyed each other, and kept a lot up from each other. No, everything in this sentence is wrong.
Sansa is as bright as Littlefinger, is that what it said? Let's see.
Yep.
Where are I? Sansa is becoming. Okay, there we are. Thank you.
That makes
I'm posting every page of this on my Song of Ice and Fire thing. If you need more reference, Valerian.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Okay. With carefully laid plans, there's always a risk involved. That carefully laid plan, no, that is not a carefully laid plan. This is random, incoherent, juvenile crap.
Random, incoherent stuff happens, and people empty their pockets to see it.
Yep. I think he
exactly.
He put himself on the line like a good gambler. No, he didn't. He made a really dumb decision for little gain. This makes no sense. Okay. Peter, previously spotted Arya in season 2 when she was working incognito as Tywin's cupbearer, so Littlefinger had some sense that she was not to be underestimated. Why? She's just a cupbearer. This doesn't indicate she didn't.
It basically means that she lied to Tywin, and Tywin didn't know what she looked like, or Arya Stark was supposed to look like.
Because they don't exactly have Instagram or Facebook or Twitter.
Yeah,
so like, what was it? Was it supposed to be like? Oh, Sean being like, was it supposed to be like Ned Stark tweeted out on what was it? Caw, or Pigeon Central and tweeted, tweeted out like, here's a picture of my family. Somebody make that a meme of the Ned Stark tweeting out, here's a family picture.
Yeah, someone who knows how to do that.
Yeah, that sounds funny. Okay,
and Arya is just a rock just the thing.
Yeah, Arya's a character I was wary of. I wasn't fully aware of her capabilities or her drive, but I had an idea. How? What? Okay. I guess she's evaded capture, but how would that indicate?
Because the characters know what the audience knows now.
Yeah, apparently, he can't know that she's with the Faceless Men. The time he finds out is when after Sansa blurts it out that she saw a bunch of faces that Arya's flayed off of people.
Okay. The actors know what the characters know. The characters know what the actors know. The actors read the script. Therefore, the characters know.
Yeah, I really don't know. Like, I guess Tywin doesn't know what she looks like since he's never seen her. But it's like, I guess it makes more sense than Roose Bolton not knowing, I suppose. But she's never seen, but that whole situation in Harrenhal's weird. Weird in both versions. But, yeah. Okay. Turner later noted it was unclear if he recognized Arya or not Harrenhal, but I have my own thoughts on that. Shouldn't the writers have some thoughts about that? Not you?
Yeah, you didn't think they know anything about anything?
True,
It's
but like,
unclear. Oh, there's so much stuff in here.
I mean, they think Daenerys going crazy in one episode was a good idea.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, what? That would be a giant proof of his loyalty because that's the thing. That's a very good thing. Well, Tywin didn't know. Well, Tywin didn't know. Littlefinger knew, but Tywin didn't know. That's what I think he's saying.
But I have my own thoughts on that.
Like, it was unclear whether or not this whole situation is weird. Turner later noted that she struggled with the idea that Littlefinger could have manipulated Sansa and Arya to beat each other's throat to such a life-threatening degree. Even the actors are questioning this.
Yeah, because to everyone except dipshit and dumbass, it's all bullshit.
Oh, here we are.
Sophie Turner, it was basically all fighting and suspicion and scheming. It didn't feel very natural. The actors are pointing this out.
It didn't seem very natural, huh?
Oh,
maybe if
that's
the actors
why.
are saying this, you should take some notes.
Oh, yep. It didn't feel very natural.
Oh man,
That's
these
like
performances.
Sophie Turner talking.
Oh man,
These performances.
yeah, it was tricky to work out, and the tone was different that season. It's difficult to strike that season, but the girls did fantastic. More like the plot is utterly broken and makes no sense.
What is this plot? The audience is wondering, what is this plot?
Yeah.
At some point, you really have to stop and ask, "What the hell is this plot?"
Yes.
Yeah.
There's an
I need to
actual
get
line
that.
from David Benioff.
Yeah, I have to get that line actually.
I'll send it to you on Discord. Actually,
Yeah, I think I found the link. I just need to like download it, put it onto my stream. This is funny. After the success of the Snyder Cut, Peter Jackson is considering releasing the Jackson Uncut version of Lord of the Rings, which is 8.5 days long.
I knew you'd like that. Let's be honest. I would rather watch that than Snyder Cut.
Or Game of Thrones.
I agree. Actually,
Getting on top
Snyder
of
Cut is crap.
Becca in the chat. Don't be ridiculous. Thoughts for 8th grade book. I see we've got a pattern here, says Nilius.
That's probably because we are getting a pattern.
Yeah, but several. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. Thank
Didn't
you.
feel very natural. Frickin' yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Alan Taylor worked with Williams and Turner in the first 2 seasons, then came back and saw how evolved as actors, but they had evolved as actors by season 7. In the first season, they were basically kids. Then we came back. I did a scene with the two of them where it's bits of dialogue. There's a power struggle between them, and they're circling each other. They were still cracking up and singing songs and goofing around. It would do after take. Their eyes would start to glisten at exactly the same beat in the scene. It wasn't crying. It was the emotion pressing up. It was
what we do after take. Ugh.
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't a one-time thing. It was literally every time we got to that moment with both of them. I thought it was beautiful how much they'd grown as actors. Oh yeah, you're missing a period here.
Boy, this book's a mess.
Yeah. As for Bran Stark, his transformation into the Three-Eyed Raven meant reinventing the character, and that required Isaac Hempstead Wright to become more conscious of his performance.
What performance?
Yeah, he has to be more conscious so he can be less human, so he can be more of a robot.
I guess so. Just
because we don't like Bran. We like Bran 9000. We like the Bran 9000, not
we like
Bran.
We like King Bran Hatton.
King Bran of the broken penis.
Yes, we need the wheelchair that mounts the world.
Yeah, like literally, he said, like that's literally what he is. That's the selling point of why he should be king, is that he has a broken dick.
Doesn't mean you're crippled. Doesn't mean you can't work. What?
Yeah. All right. Isaac Hempstead Wright. The first few years, I'd be lying if I said I had a great understanding of the craft of creating a character. I was just reading the lines they gave me and listening to the director, and that worked for Bran because he was just a kid. I was mostly around adding bits to the story here and there. It wasn't until season 7 that I had to transform myself, and I realized, okay, I have to really do something with this, and I got into it. Before then, I was just happily going along, enjoying the experience. Brian Cogman. That's what Mira Reed says to Bran. You died in that cave. That the big-hearted, innocent boy died with horror. There was something else. So you admit it. Oh my gosh!
Okay, where is this again? Oh.
Well, I didn't even know about this. I just came up with it randomly watching Red Team Review at Preston. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh!
Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness! Yes.
Oh no!
Apparently he is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, and even that was confirmed in the books. Earlier in this book.
Well,
I guess King Bran Hatton is an actual name now.
Dr. Bran Hatton.
Dr. Bran Hatton. Okay.
Dr. Manhattan is an actually interesting character with character development who explores very profound, very powerful questions
about
Dr. Bran Hatton is a plot device.
Mm-hmm. Okay, he's still Bran and wanted to do good, but he became something larger. What? Okay. These two sentences do not match up.
Wait.
The biggest
still Bran. Oh.
Just this whole thing is.
whole book's a fucking train wreck.
Is that a contradiction within the same quote, within the same paragraph, within the same quote?
Yep.
Interesting.
Brian Cogman doesn't make any. Yeah, he doesn't make any sense. Brian Cogman is a series of walking contradictions and inconsistencies.
Yeah, logic was not a strong point.
No. Wright developed an intense, all-knowing stare for the Three-Eyed Raven. When on camera, the nearsighted actor would forego wearing glasses and contacts, leaving him completely blind, as Wright explained on Jimmy Kimmel Live.
I did not do such thing.
So while it seemed like Bran was staring straight into a character's soul, it was, in fact, the three-eyed raven couldn't see at all. Interesting. Isaac Kemp said, right, getting to creep everybody out was cool. Now he was the focus of any scene he was in because he was so weird.
Now he was a...
He's very self-eternal. He's very stare-y. He's very stare-y.
Talk about a fucking stupid line of dialogue. Or dialogue, quote unquote.
Man. He seems to be a nice guy. He seems to be a nice guy, other than when he talks about plot armor.
Mm-hmm. He also seems like he also seems like a complete and utter moron.
Yes.
Like, he seems completely oblivious to whatever the fuck he's actually saying.
Yes. And like though like, you know that bit in the interview where he's talking about like he's doing a writing interview where he just like starts like going off about like the actors' performances and nothing about writing or the characters. That just it just floors me because he's like he's just going on and on about like how great the actors' performances, even though like on technical level they are not acting.
Nope, like they aren't. They're just staring.
Yeah, they're just staring at the camera.
What's the reference?
It was an on-camera interview for a college where he talked about how David Benioff promoted him even though he was just a coffee boy who was jobbing while he was waiting for an actor job.
I'm not convinced Brian Colwyn isn't an automaton too, to be fair. That's also from the chat.
Yep.
The chat's good today.
Yeah, the chat's really good today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we got Papa G.
Yeah, Papa G. Papa G. Better than
Papa G in the house.
Yeah. Totally more of a Chad than even Bobby B.
No one can outshine Bobby B. Bot. I haven't been on the free book in a long.
Bobby B. Bot. I didn't know that Robert Baratheon was a robot. It confirms.
No, that's a reference to the Free Folk subreddit bot. You just say Bobby B. Bot and it just spouts out a random line. Some people call it sensu because sometimes it'll line up what you're talking about.
Let's keep going. You guys are gonna love what's coming up next.
Sense's motivation was to stay alive and survive. She wants everything to be exactly as it was before. And when everybody came back, she was so excited that Bran was completely different. Same with Arya. She was losing her childhood bit by bit and give her a bit of an identity crisis. Why on earth am I here then?
Is that Sansa?
Again, the Dragon Demands clip. Where the fuck was that?
Yeah, is this like in the script? Is this like in the script notes, or are the actors coming up with BS to justify the stupid decision?
I think it might actually be a bit of both.
Yeah, since we know that they put internal like paragraphs of internal monologue in the scripts, even though that is counterintuitive to every single rule of script writing. But that makes sense since David Benioff has boasted about never reading a script writing manual, and his scripts show that. Maybe we should have had you on the stream. It would have been fun to hear you talk.
Drunk Becca.
A drunk moth. I cannot fathom.
Okay. The writers wanted to be careful, however, with Bran's abilities. Oh my gosh!
I completely blanked out. What happened?
The writers
wanted to be careful, however, with Bran's abilities.
Want to be careful.
Let's just keep Bran out of the story for a full season, then bring him
Even
back in
though-
season 6 and introduce time travel as like the first thing. What the fuck?
And also, we're gonna have him be the king, even though it's like not at all clear that he's gonna be king. Like, even that, like Yezin says, "Oh, it's totally set up." It's like, Yezin, you're a brand simp. Imp.
I mean, funnily enough, he actually predicted it before season 8, so...
So... Yes, he did, but I think that he read the leaks, because what he read, his theory is almost 1-to-1 accurate.
Oh!
Oh my gosh! So that's how you excuse the time travel.
Yeah.
You talk about it.
Anyway, let's just keep going.
Shut up.
Having a character who knew the past and future could add all sorts of plot holes and get fans asking, then why couldn't he question their story? As it was, they were already asking.
Just like it actually did.
Kind of did.
It did add all sorts of plot holes. It did get fans asking, but then why couldn't he questions? About fucking everything.
And then people saying, and then people like were saying, like, from the beginning, like at the end of season 8, they were like, wait, like, so Bran is the bad guy and he won because he was able to see the future and he knew that Dany was going to go nuts and he didn't do anything to stop it.
Yeah, we were all asking that.
Yeah, he can see the fucking future.
He can see the future in 3D, quite literally. Yeah.
It's
Quite
like
literally.
the thing is, if he could like see the future, and the future couldn't be changed, like in Watchmen with Dr. Manhattan, you could have actually made this shit work, but you
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah. Brian Cartman, you don't want to lean too heavily on the time travel or it becomes a crutch. You just had it once and never used it again.
It's like, don't introduce time travel in the first place.
Keep reading. Go.
Oh, the way that we worked around it, and it's built into the storyline, is because
No, it
the
isn't.
cave. It's not. Yeah, no, it's, you kind of forgot about it. That's a fact. Is because his cave was breached by the Night King. It's the classic Empire Strikes Back trope. Incomplete. It's your chain. How dare you bring up the best Star Wars movie?
Oh
So
no!
essentially, the reason he couldn't time travel thing anymore is because the cave got breached. That's
Is it the reason? Okay, so the reason he can't time travel anymore is because his training was incomplete, even though he could already time travel with incomplete training. Like what?
That's a good question. Done well in the books.
I think it could.
I think
Well,
that it could.
when you
because
say king, what do you mean by king?
Yeah.
Since he's definitely not going to sit on the Iron Throne. That is like that's really dumb. However, he could be king in the North or king on a Weirwood throne. That's the possibility.
Yeah, he could be like the new Brynden Rivers. Like he just controls everything from his Weirwood throne in the tree up in the north.
Yeah. So, and like I think LML did a long series. LML's videos are like 2 hours long each, and they're usually in 3 parts. But he did a long series about how like taking a look at like the books and bringing up references to the books and to mythology. King of Westeros, I don't think so.
I doubt it.
I don't think so. I don't think he would be, and it would definitely not be a vote. He would not get voted for by anybody.
Except for maybe Mira.
Except for maybe Mira and maybe Sansa and Arya. Not even Sansa and Arya, and definitely nobody in Dorne. Definitely nobody in the Iron Islands.
No, definitely not Tyrion.
Definitely not Tyrion. Tyrion, I think they don't fully understand Tyrion. Tyrion in Book 5 is a monster. he's turned into a monster. Like he wants to rape and kill Cersei.
Remember that whole speech in season 4 about how he wants to kill all of King's Landing? Well, the show kind of forgot about that.
Or at least every single one of the nobility. Which Dany might do, because Dany doesn't... Well, Dany's sympathies are with the common people. It's one of the reasons why...
Episode 5 was so disjointed.
He said that he would... I think he said that... I actually don't know, since... Okay.
Well, King of Westeros, you could still do the telepathic weirwood thing and still consider that King of Westeros.
Yes.
Yeah, understatement of the century. They don't understand Tyrion.
Yeah.
They don't understand any of the characters.
Yeah, he's basically just Peter Dinklage in a Tyrion cosplay suit after season 4.
Yeah.
So at the end of season 4, he's saying, "I would like to kill you all," and then by season 7 and 8, it's like, "Oh no, we mustn't do any. We mustn't hurt Cersei. We mustn't even capture Cersei."
Yeah, it does not make any sense. It's really stupid. And then
they stopped being characters at that point.
And then like at the council, he's running the thing, even though he's in chains, and then nominates the kid with the broken legs and broken dick who can't reproduce children.
The thing is, he should actually still be able to.
Yeah, since as far
Stephen
as I
Hawking
know,
had kids and he couldn't even speak.
So all you need to do, get a lady, put her on top, ever go to work, he splurges, seed comes out. He comes out, baby's produced, we're all good.
No comment.
I should try that.
Anyway, let's keep going.
Okay. So Bran had all the information but lacked the tools to sift through it, so it came in fits and starts.
Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Did anyone say that in the show?
No.
Sort
Survey
of. Yeah,
says
actually,
bullshit.
Okay. Being fair, he said, "I see flashes and images, nothing clearly." But then he's able to, like, at will go back to when Rhaegar and Lyanna were getting married.
And also says
So
he
it's
was
bullshit.
they all were exactly where they needed to be.
And then also, why else do you think I came here? As well as saying, "Oh, I looked back in time to get this design for a wheelchair." Okay, so
He's really inconsistent.
Yeah, this thing just, there's so many inconsistent. Lovely done, please. Yeah, we need to get Becca on next time. Yeah, Becca will be a riot. Becca's a riot. Okay, one of the things we loved about Game of Thrones from the very beginning was it's not a world where magic was the primary driver of the story.
And don't introduce time travel.
Magic? You mean the
nitwit.
Also, like, magic is magic. I don't think I agree with that, actually.
The thing is, dumbass and dipshit was consistently downplaying the magic of the story because they were less interested in that, which is fine.
And they want to appeal to stay-at-home
soccer
moms.
moms.
And NFL.
Yeah,
soccer
but
moms and
you
NFL players.
can't just disclude its role in the story and then throw in, "Oh, there's time travel," and then use this as an excuse to never use it again.
Yeah. Okay, it's a world where human psychology and behavior and desire are the drivers of the story. We tried very hard to make it so that it stayed that way because they were a lot more relatable to the vast majority of the audience than magic powers, as fun as those are. Okay,
that was funny.
What about the various prophecies? What is that other than magic? Those are driving the story pretty hardcore in certain.
Remember how everybody was all hyped up about the White Walkers?
Plot, guys. Remember plot.
Also, remember the Shadow Baby. Also, the White Walkers. What are they other than magic?
Oh, and one more thing. It's a world where human psychology and behavior and desire are drivers of the story. Well, survey says...
No, that is a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
that's been a lie since season 5 when they started fucking up Littlefinger's whole motivation.
Yeah.
At least.
Okay.
Possibly even earlier.
Yeah. One chunk of data this Three-Eyed Raven successfully downloaded was Littlefinger's betrayal of Ned Stark, and as well as Peter Baelish's chat with Ferris where he proclaims chaos is a ladder pit. It's a ladder. Many who try to fail at climb it and never try again. The fall breaks them. Some are given the chance to climb. They've refused. They cling to the realm or the gods or love. Illusions. Only the ladder is real. The climb is all there is.
One chunk of data he successfully downloaded. So he's basically Ray downloading Kylo's training like a PDF file.
Man.
That's what it says.
It's forced download, guys. It makes sense.
Okay, it must make sense then.
Yeah. Okay, so he wrote in season 3. He wrote it back in season 1 and tried to get into the previous 2 Littlefinger scenes before the lines finally found an appropriate home in season 3. Huh? Weird.
I mean, this speech is not appropriate in any scene where Littlefinger is actually present.
Yeah.
Like, why is he explaining his motivation? Well, his quote-unquote motivation.
Let alone to Varys.
It's like a quote-unquote motivation.
It's more like a worldview. It's more like a worldview platitude thing.
Oh no! Now I'm.
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry, now I'm remembering his speech to the prostitutes at the end of season 1.
Yeah. I'm not going to fight them. I'm going to screw them. That's what I know. That's what I'm good at.
Oh god, I wasn't even remembering the words. I was just remembering the whole thing that he's explaining his philosophy of life while these 2 young ladies are going at it, so to speak. No comment.
Yep. That was cut twice. We kept trying to put it in. We filmed it once and it wasn't working, so we had to cut bait on it. The 3rd time came around, David must have thought, dude, come on, it's just 4 words. Let them die. Oh man, that's funny. Aiden Gillen, I remember shooting the original Chaos as a Ladder scene quite well. Working with Conleth Hill is always interesting and dangerous and fun. Interesting. But it was really in a post-production ADR session that the scene ratcheted up a notch. I've always liked dubbing sessions because at the very least you replicate what you've done already, but there's also an opportunity to finesse the tone of the scene. When I saw the cut, especially that cut back to Sansa as she watched the ship sail, I knew it needed more intensity and pointedness.
Pointedness.
Yeah, I don't... Frank Folger was supervising the session, and he indulged me with time to play around. The line became the Peter Baelish mantra, that and pimping is...
What are we talking about?
Littlefinger.
Isn't easy.
That
When was that a Peter Baelish mantra anyway?
Wise words. Wise words.
I can't handle
Why?
This
what
is
context does that make
amazing.
sense?
This is so funny.
See, there's a reason I set my name to Exterminatea for today. This is so stupid that you need the fucking Exterminatus.
Look, we're hip with the kids, bro. So get with the times, man.
Like, wow, like pimping ain't easy, man.
Ain't easy.
Pimping ain't easy, man.
Wait, go back, Dud.
Well, I have to do this.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Yeah.
What a bunch of shit.
This is, I don't know. This is like, this last 2 has been like kind of the worst in terms of like, okay, you're making blatant continuity error, like factual continuity errors in this book that, did this book even get edited? Like fact checked? I say no.
I doubt it.
I
doubt
an
it.
entire episode.
And they're just getting facts
I don't think there was
wrong all over the
any
place.
supervision or oversight on this book whatsoever.
Also, like, if there was an editor, they would be like, okay, this human rights violation happened here, this human rights violation here. Do you realize that this could be a class action lawsuit? And
no,
possibly,
clearly not.
And also, like, a possible, like, international incident that could get David Benioff and D.B. Weiss thrown into a Moroccan jail.
If there was an editor, then he or she should pay back all their whatever they got as salary. They should pay it all back.
Probably.
Oversight is for 8th grade book reports. That's good too.
This is dumber than oh my gosh, it's so funny.
And she wants a gag order placed on me.
I don't know why that is. Please clarify. I'm interested to realize, since he's such a lovable curmudgeon. He's like the Grinch.
Maybe it had to do with my talking about the sex position in the end of season 1. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why she wants me gagged.
Wasn't it in the middle, kind of the middle-ish of season 1?
Was it? I don't remember anymore.
Yeah,
kind of forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot.
So getting to say Littlefinger's line back to him was one of my favorite moments. It's such an iconic line, and watching him get freaked out was so cool. He's not the character; it's just Aidan Gillen acting and reacting. It's Aidan Gillen. When Bran told him chaos is a ladder, it's when the ground started to shift beneath my feet. At that point, I knew the things I'd done in private are not necessarily private. How
can you prove any of this?
And how does Bran just saying chaos is a ladder mean anything? Littlefinger is an atheist. He doesn't believe in anything. He's a narcissistic sociopath who doesn't believe in anything.
Oh, kind of reminds me of a certain person.
Yeah, true. I am quite like that.
Oh, I was talking about Mr. D, but I guess Dunn can be in the same group.
Well, I did introduce you to Maggie May Fish and make you watch her say that Obi-Wan cucked Anakin.
You're right. You don't believe anything.
Yeah, you introduced me to School of Movies. Done.
Call him Dunny-off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's.
That.
Pardon me, brightnesses.
Okay.
I'll be good.
Let's just keep going.
Okay.
Yes.
Littlefinger's scheme backfired, and the Starks uniting to uncover his plot. No. Brand 9000 just watched it and then went back to watching
Dr. Brad Hatton.
Yep. And then they summoned Baelish to the Great Hall, where they served as its judge, Sansa, jury, Bran. With what proof? They have no proof.
What kind of bullshit is this?
This is all of a word of a cripple. A crazy cripple for all they know.
Yeah, who just stares and says random incoherent things that make no sense, and why should they take his word? They have no proof. Wait. Oh, that's interesting. The twist also brought the departure of Gillen, who generously brought Throne's crew 20 bottles of whiskey every year.
70 bottles of whiskey.
Wow.
Wait, where? Aye. Well, the crew, it says.
Yeah, the crew. That's a lot of whiskey.
I mean, it's probably a big crew.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I don't know how he hijacked my stream. That was
yeah, that was kind of weird.
Yeah,
I saw nothing weird about that.
Yeah,
and Mr. Weiss also hijacked my character too, unfortunately.
Yeah, that too.
That will happen.
So David Benioff, Littlefinger became a much different character than we initially imagined. Oh no, crap! Oh come! Oh come on! Come on! I thought that they didn't actually. Oh man, I hate this line. Aiden's one of those guys who's able to change things in ways that are strange and beguiling to the betterment of the character.
Oh,
does
to the
that
betterment
even
of the
mean?
character.
I
Yeah,
hate
because
that
of
line.
course everything you do makes things better. Everything you've
Strange,
touched
Yeah,
turns
because he's
gold.
better by making him absolutely retarded.
strange and beguiling. I've hated this line for a long time since Dragon brought it to my attention in his Littlefinger and Psychopathy video, where it's just like strange and beguiling. What?
What are
I
you
was
talking
like,
about?
Oh yeah, like
Littlefinger.
he's supposed to be a secret master manipulator, but he's acting like a fucking
Strange and
He's acting like a
beguiling.
cartoon villain.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
Snibbly
super obvious
Whiplash.
shit. Like he's
Relative.
acting really creepy and really concerning.
Oh,
But he's
man.
supposed to be like a really manipulative person who's supposed to be always on your side.
Oh, this is bull. Relatively speaking, he's a minor character if you look at his screen time. What?
No.
Oh, you
He's-
cannot be that tone deaf.
You like that's
Roose
is not
Bolton has way less screen time than Littlefinger does.
yeah. Like little
And
like
he not even he is a minor character. Like minor character, we're talking about Dolores Ed.
or Hot Pie.
Hot Pie is not a minor character. How dare you?
He is the secret manifestation of the Smith on Earth.
Littlefinger is not a beloved character.
Oh yeah, tell that to Red Team review. Littlefinger's his favorite character.
Yeah, I know. I was just memeing at Just
know.
Right's expense because Just Right
yeah.
is a fucking moron. No wait,
Oh,
sorry,
yeah,
not Just Right. Cosmo Variety Hour. Sorry.
This girl named Ray hogging my laptop and hate with the staff every time I got near the stage.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah. Minor character. Okay. Let's take a look at what Littlefinger does. He causes the War of the Five Kings. He causes
He causes Ned's death, which leads to the War of the Five Kings.
He also
He
murders John
orchestrates the
Errard.
death of John Arryn before the show even starts.
He brokers the Tyrell Lannister alliance and then arranges the assassination of Joffrey, then kills Lysa Arryn, then gives Sansa to the Boltons as part of a crazy scheme to make himself Warden of the North, something that would never happen.
Wait, that whole thing was to make him warden. Is he insane?
Apparently, yeah, because like he tells Cersei, "Hey, if I can, like, let me take the North. Give me some troops. I'll go north, and I'll take it, and you just make me Warden of the North." In that line in season 5, when he's talking with Cersei, and she says, "Yeah,
Which
go
is
for it."
fucking bullshit.
And then he single-handedly masterminds the downfall of the Boltons because Jon Snow is a moron.
Yeah, because dumbass and
is that-
dipshit turns John
is
into
that-
an idiot.
Is that what you're talking about when you say minor character? Minor character. What does that even mean?
But
It's one thing to be like a side character. It's another thing to be a minor character.
Do you not even know what the... Oh, and it's David Benioff saying it too, which is just like...
Oh,
Of course, it's David Benioff.
Hold on.
Oh my...
Okay.
Wow.
Nope.
Like, he's one of the big villains of the series because he is like sniggering and laughing as he gets all of these wealth and power. He owns Harrenhal and the Vale at this point. That's a big deal. And he's also
basically he has. Well, it's kind of tentative, but he's supposed to have control or authority over 2 kingdoms.
Yeah, the Riverlands. He's Lord Paramount of the Riverlands because he rules Harrenhal. since they've
Lord Paramount of the Trident.
Yeah, which is basically like ruler of the Riverlands. And then he's currently acting protector of the Vale. So, well, it's kind of funny that he's lord of one of the most war devastated kingdoms and the kingdom that's been totally untouched.
Why has no one ever covered this?
I don't know.
When David Benioff thinks Littlefinger is just a minor character.
I think it's because people just want to kind of forget about the show.
Yeah.
Dragon Demands actually made a community post about it. I commented on it. Like for years, people were saying, "Oh, just you wait. This is just bad faith. Like the ending, everything's gonna change after the ending. You're gonna be silenced." And then the ending was the worst part, and now
it
just
made
move on.
Freak out. It made everybody mad. Like
the people who tried to defend the show are basically saying, "Just move on, forget about it."
It did change things. The ending.
Yeah, it retroactively destroys the show.
Well, yeah, that's a change.
Yeah. So essentially, but with this, it kind of did what Rise of Skywalker did a few months later. It united both sides of the aisle against it. Since Rise of Skywalker,
so much shit over so little time.
Yeah, I will unironically say, without a shred of hyperbole, that The Rise of Skywalker might very well be the worst movie ever made.
Apart from
quote unquote made.
Apart from Nuki.
Let's not
I
forget.
haven't seen Nuki, and I don't think it can be worse than Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, we need to watch a Cinema Snob's review of Nuki. And this, keep in mind, Cinema Snob / Brad Jones, the man who watches exploitation films for a living and watches some of the worst stuff like Foreskin Gump and other assorted porn things, says that Nuki is the worst film he has ever watched.
I still don't think it can get worse than The Rise of Skywalker, actually.
We need to watch it then.
Wait, what?
I'm pretty sure that Nuki doesn't destroy a universe that's been set up over 42 years.
Okay.
Yep, let's keep going. All right, but the fact that Littlefinger looms so large when people talk about the show, and when we think about the show, it's really a credit to him because he's an integral part of the plot.
Wait, what
and because he's a significant character.
Because he's
what?
amazing.
Done. What episode was this? 7x6 or 7x7?
7x7.
I think it was actually a number of the episodes. The plot went over a number of episodes.
Yeah. Every scene he's in, he manages to make you think about Littlefinger. At scenes where he's at the center, like his final scene, he's completely mesmerizing.
He's completely mesmerizing in its final scene.
As he's pleading to death and saying, "Sansa, please don't kill me." And he's pleading, and he's saying, "I demand that you take me back to the Vale." And Jan Royce just says, "No, you're gonna die here, sucker." That's what you get for casting aspersions on my character in season 6. Threatening me in season 6, sawed off. Oh man.
It's are they just lying, or is this Dunning-Kruger to the max?
Both is good.
Both is good. Is it too much to ask for both?
Yeah. Okay, Conlethil, it would have been great to have one more meeting with Varys and Littlefinger. I think they tried to make that work and couldn't.
No, they didn't.
Yeah. I was bummed not to have any reaction up to him dying if he was my nemesis.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Nobody mentions Littlefinger.
Yeah, he's forgotten by the end of the episode.
After season 6, I felt like I dropped off the edge a bit.
It's like Littlefinger is forgotten by the end of the episode he dies in. So he slightly trumps the Night King, who was mentioned once, one half of an episode after he dies.
Yeah, Tarek. Yeah, I think Holy Ninja said the Snyder Cut is the worst film I've ever watched, and Tarek said you need to watch more bad movies, and I just said I've seen Nuke, and he was like, oh my gosh.
I felt like I dropped off the edge of it.
I would like to understand what that means, but I'm assuming quality went down.
No, I think it's like he became less relevant.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, the quality also dropped off the edge, but
like
I don't think he's talking about it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diana was so true to her character to the end, but Littlefinger was true to his character, and Littlefinger was true to Ken in his own cowardly, horrible way.
No.
Littlefinger is not a coward. Littlefinger's pretty brazen. He's just smart. He makes fun of Barristan Selmy to his face.
He makes fun of Ned Stark to his face.
Yeah. He's not a coward. He never begs to anybody.
It's like he never engages in combat, but that's because he can't fight.
Yeah.
It's like, am I a coward for, like, in my human form? Like, is it cowardly to not jump off a cliff that will surely kill me?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was one of the harder death.
What? Done. You cut out.
What? Is Dunn dead?
Looks like it. Alright, we'll cue the stream then.
Let's see. Where were we?
Am I back?
Yes, you are.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know what. It was one of the harder death calls we had to make, but he screwed with the wrong girls.
Fuck off.
The two girls had nothing to do with it. It's just the robot who has Westeros equivalent of Google and spends most of his time watching Westeros Pornhub of undid Littlefinger.
Yep, Brandroid.
It was his great majesty King Branhattan.
Also called Brandroid.
Brand 9000.
Brandroid.
Brand 9000. Yeah. Sophie Turner. That's my favorite scene because it showed the power of these two sisters and how together they're more powerful than apart. No.
Wait, hold on. Highlight that.
Bullshit, I get.
Two sisters more powerful together than apart. But they didn't do anything.
Oh my god.
He didn't do anything, yeah.
They just summarily executed him without trial or witnesses. Oh my gosh. What is wrong with this? Like, Sophie Turner's like a stand for these guys. She's been showing out for them quite a bit, likely because she got the best ending out of all of the characters.
Even though her character got fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did make some comment earlier in the chapter. Oh, it didn't feel very natural. What was that about? Oh, I think that was
the reunion with Arya.
Yeah, the fight with Arya. Okay, it didn't feel very natural. So she did comment on that, but still, yes.
It's weird. It's a liberating moment for Sansa when she realized she doesn't need him anymore. It felt amazing for the character. She's finally free of this manipulating, overbearing presence, and it's never been an easy relationship. She always had qualms about him. It's like a graduation. In order for her family to be a strong unit, she had to get rid of him. At the same time, at the same time, it was bittersweet because he'd been a friend to her. He put her into. How had he been a friend to her?
Well,
the only way I can rationalize this would be like, it's like an abusive relationship.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, Stockholm syndrome, essentially.
He did bring the forces to the Vale against Ramsay Bolton, but then he sold her the Boltons in the first place.
Which is kind of worse.
Kind of.
Yeah. He put her through crappy situations, but he pulled her out of situations too, and Aiden killed it. It was the first time you saw him get emotional.
Okay, so start of the paragraph. Littlefinger was true to his character in the end. Last sentence, it was the first time you saw him get emotional. They wrote that. They didn't. David Benioff said that. James Hilbert transcribed it.
Was true to his character.
Someone looked at it and said, "Yeah, that makes total sense." You absolute tards.
I'm not sure if someone did look at it, actually.
Me neither. The twists in the scene are very strong. There's a great amount of satisfaction seeing the Stark kids.
Can you go back? Sorry. Can you go back? I'm
What?
sorry. Can you go back one page again? I'm sorry.
This
It was
one?
the first time you saw him. Okay, it was the first time you saw him get emotional. Okay, sorry about that.
Okay. The twists in the scene were very strong. There's a great amount of satisfaction seeing the Stark kids come together, and it's a vindication for Sansa, who Littlefinger basically sold to Ramsay. It's also moving and surprisingly powerful to see Littlefinger have the tables turned on him. He's the one who has always been able to manipulate every situation. He's a character you love to hate, now that you have empathy for because he's a guy fighting for his life. No, Littlefinger's a psychopath. I do not have any sympathy for that man. It doesn't help that the writing is terrible.
Yeah, like, why the fuck did they have him start breaking down crying?
You lot have
Was this to like manipulate the audience?
You lot have
if he's supposed to be sympathetic?
You lots have hearts of stone.
I don't. Yeah, I'm supposed to feel sympathy for this psychotic murderer who threw Sansa, a young girl, into the den of a rapist.
It's so touching, though.
Yeah, it would probably be considered unempathetic to empathize with this guy.
I empathize with Darth Vader more than this guy, and Darth Vader murdered children.
People just don't have hearts.
Nope. And we don't want them. We don't care. Hearts are for suckers.
Hearts are for 8th grade book reports.
Yep, indeed. Hearts are for 8th graders, period.
Yeah.
They have no place in the adult world. Okay, let's keep going. It was one of my favorite scenes I've done for the show, as it was for Aiden, even though he had a hard time leaving. He probably had one of the most satisfying endings of any character.
What? Say that again.
More like one of the least satisfying.
Wait, no.
The bar's not very high.
Oh my god, chat's gonna riot.
The bar is not very high, so maybe he did. Oh, can you go back there?
Oh my god. Oh man. Oh man.
Are you
shitting me? Are you shitting me?
You know the sad thing? That might not even be false. That's the sad
What
thing.
about all the other satisfying endings? Like the Red Wedding.
In that show? Oh, okay. Red Wedding. Okay, fair enough.
Ned Stark. The ending of Blackwater. Tywin Lannister, technically. Well,
But season 7 and 8, it probably was one of the more satisfying endings because the others were such rot.
Oh my gosh.
But you're fucking wrong! You're so fucking wrong! You're wrong! You're lying!
This guy is the most dumbest motherfucker on the fucking planet. Holy shit.
Because, like, hang on.
Did it say
Littlefinger had one of the most satisfying? No, fuck you. You
Did it say-
worthless writer.
Did it say the most satisfying or one of the most satisfying?
One of the most.
Still.
Of any character in the show, what about Oberyn? Like, that was, like, relatively satisfying, I think.
What about Ned?
Yeah. What about Robb Stark and Catelyn?
You lot keep talking about when the show wasn't.
What about fucking Lysa? What about Ramsey?
Oh
Ramsey wasn't entirely satisfying.
I mean, it was not particularly satisfying for us, the audience, but they are definitely going to consider it satisfying.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
So I got a question. Like, how do I prove
absurdity is this shit?
How do I prove to you that everything that he's saying in this book is real? To like people who don't know about this book.
Well, the thing is, what do you mean? Like, it says the official untold story of Game of Thrones.
Like, is there like?
How do we know you didn't make this on a Word document or Google Docs or something and are passing it off as his? Huh?
I don't know if I could make up anything as dumb as this. There's also
you have a point there.
Like, who could actually make up something this dumb?
Also, like, there's also been corroborations. There's also I know for a fact that the interview line where he says that Aidan Gillen does things that are strange and beguiling, that's something they've said and was likely and is in Dragon Demands put it in his Littlefinger video in 2018, 2017. I know that for a fact. It's somewhere in the archives of the internet. I need to find the reference though. Yeah. But also like tossing people on having Peter Dinklage on an actual horse rather than like a gurney and just putting the camera so it just doesn't show that it's a horse because Peter Dinklage can't reach the stirrups.
Having Liam Cunningham almost getting decapitated by a camera arm.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was laughing.
Smuggling explosives into Morocco.
Smuggling explosives into Morocco.
Yep.
Or the fact apparently you didn't know that George R. R. Martin apparently quizzed them about John's parents, even though that was circulated quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I knew that one. That they brag about that constantly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even though it's not going to be the case.
Yeah, probably not.
The books.
Yeah, there's a couple of possibilities. One theory that was brought up is that young Griff is actually the child of Lyanna and Rhaegar, and that he was sent off to the Free Cities with Ashara Dane, Halden Halfmaester, and John Cunningham. Just to and then though there's also the conflicting theory that Aegon or young Griff is just a Blackfire in disguise.
Or just a rando in disguise.
That's true. Just probably like, or maybe even Illyrio's son. And like they're just gonna get, since like Illyrio probably has Blackfire in his possession, is probably gonna say, hey, he has Blackfire, yo. He's the king. He's got the sword. See, he's got Andoril. He's got Excalibur, but it's edgier.
He has to be of Valyrian origin anyway.
Yeah, probably from.
Yeah, but pretty much everyone in Lys has Valyrian origin.
Yeah,
Lys, whatever.
I think Lys is fine.
Volantis
too. Yeah.
Lys is fine.
Yeah, and Volantis have like very strict blood purity customs.
Yeah, especially the nobles.
Yeah.
Which makes it all the more strange that Oberyn was able to bone one.
Well, it just means that he was a Chad. He was just a super Chad and managed to was just a Chad. Just Oberyn's a Chad. He screws everybody.
He's literally like the definition of the Chad meme.
Yeah, he kind of is. Yeah, he kind of is. Like
he will never be a Shad, for there is only one.
Yes,
that is true.
Yeah, Gillen pointed out the full circle perfection of Littlefinger.
Chapter's hilarious. This is hilarious. The character's overambitious rise to power was fueled by the moment decades earlier when Ned Stark's brother Brandon defeated him while dueling for Catelyn Stark's hand. I don't think he's overambitious. He's pretty much succeeding, and he's managed to cover his tracks really, really well. Like, that's part of his rules for life is no loose ends, and he murders every single person who could possibly be a loose end. Oh man, Brandon left Littlefinger with a cut along his torso as a reminder of his defeat. A scar Baelish forever kept hidden by wearing high-neck tunics. Then Catelyn Stark's daughter contended to death, while Brandon's namesake nephew Bran provided the evidence leading to his doom, including the dagger Baelish once gave to an assassin to use when he tried to kill Brandon in season 1. That's not confirmed. That is
that never got confirmed in the show.
It's theorized, and he's one of only a few. So, but that's never outright stated. Stated as being true, at least as far as I can remember. They say, you probably sent that assassin to kill Bran with the knife. And he does set up Tyrion, so he's probably the only person. But the problem is it's never outright confirmed.
Maybe that's something that the show should have actually done something with instead of just forgetting about it.
Yeah.
Sounds like something that
The
is
show
in
kind of forgot
dialogue.
about one of the inciting incidents of the plot.
Yeah.
Sounds like something that needed some dialogue, that could use some dialogue.
Okay, somebody watch that scene,
Oh my
specifically
God.
Sansa's dialogue. What?
Done. Did you
What?
go on the Amazon page for Fire Can I Kill a Dragon?
What?
There's a part. Okay, I have to show you guys this. This is. I can't.
It's bad.
Well,
why does this read like fan fiction? Yeah.
Well, I mean, right here.
Please blow it up, please. I can't see anything.
Zoom in, please.
God damn. All right.
Boasts more than 50. Oh gosh!
Fire Cannot Kill a Dragon has it all. Well,
That's certainly an interesting statement.
I think has it all. It has a lot of things. Okay.
You know, I want to see something real quick. Let's get back up here. Let's check out. Do we have any reviews?
It's got 5.5 out of 10 out of 4.7 out of 5. Oh my gosh. Has it all?
I should probably go get an account and spill some truth on that fucking page.
Oh look, there's a 1. What?
Okay, we gotta read this.
Okay, zoom in, please. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so
you need to go
okay, you gotta scroll down to get the 1-star review.
Yeah, or filter the 1 stars.
I opened the book and knew in 1 minute that I could not read him. There is no narrative flow. It is all short paragraphs of interviews. There has been no attempt to weave these oral interviews into a narrative form. The author had the raw material to write a fascinating, but he did not take the time to term the collected interviews
Clearly
into
this
readable
person was
text.
really mad.
What a disappointment. The book had such potential. As it is a rip-off for GOT offense.
Inaccuracies and
we gotta read this. Inaccuracies and pretentiousness galore. At least I could finish season 8. The interviews didn't really offer anything new, or more importantly, interesting. It was a bunch of self-congratulatory tripe. Yeah, that's true. This isn't just applicable to the heavily criticized showrunners, dumbass and dipshit, but also everyone else who nodded yes along the way, including the cast. I finally had enough at page 96 when author James Hibbert says that Olenna Tyrell, Tormund Giantsbane, and Walder Frey joined the cast in season 2.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. That's not true.
The former two joined in season 3, while the latter was already present in season 1, by the way.
Well,
It's
that's
one
still
thing
not
to have to
bad.
read through these simplistic quotes of cocky actors who actually offer nothing more than what's already portrayed on the screen. It's another thing when the writer can't even get the easiest facts straight. Information that's quickly accessible at any fan site, let alone a Google search. So if even simple research can't be done, why am I to trust anything else Fire Cannot Kill a Dragon has to offer?
Man.
I am not reading this. I'm not reading this. Just keep scrolling.
Such a good book. For those who have invested so many years into the much beloved series, Game of Thrones.
This well-written book, Fire Cannot Kill a Dragon.
Oh, this well-written book. This well-written book.
Earlier, the person, and factually correct there, I must say, factually correct, I must say, has basic continuity problems that he could have fixed with a Google search.
The fact that he forgot an entire episode tells everything.
Well, we're always glad to help.
Yeah. Overall enjoyed it.
Doesn't seem like Hibbert has an agenda with this book.
Fucking casuals.
What book are you reading?
Okay. From what is
oh my
presented-
god.
What is wrong with this world that I am looking at?
We live in a society where sanity is a distant memory.
Oh wait, don't stay here. It doesn't seem like the show ending was GRM's ending for the book, so
Right,
that
I'm
would
not
be
really-
assuring.
Right, I'm not really contributing anything to the stream, so I guess I'll just stuck out.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Nighty night.
Ash.
Bye.
From other countries.
But has a few too many mistakes.
Yes.
Humble beginnings in 2011.
Oh,
Someone gives it a 3.5, but puts it at 4.
Oh my gosh.
Behind the... Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Okay.
What?
His style
Right.
of writing. I love James Hibbert's style of writing.
He doesn't...
He doesn't actually write. The book
He
I
doesn't
feel is
even write. He doesn't even write.
The book I feel is a love letter to Game of Thrones.
I actually can't cope. I'm gonna laugh myself to death in hysteria.
I'm hoping the pictures are approved to be
Okay. We should probably keep going with the reading. We're probably almost finished. We'll do a bad review. We'll do a whole stream reading the reviews of the book later.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, that needed that. That energized me a bit.
Okay, as soon as he walked into the room and Arya produced the dagger, he knew the game was up. It was an emotional farewell and a humiliating position to be in. He was back in the position that had been a driver for him. The rejection of Catelyn Stark, the humiliation by Brandon Stark. You're reading way too much into this, bub.
Face fucking palm.
What do you say?
Nice. Nice. We are done. Wow.
Oh,
What?
finally.
What? We're actually finished?
We're finished with this chapter almost.
Yeah, had to be more feelings for Sansa than I let on, but I don't want to say too much about that. I want to preserve that. I don't want to lay my cards on the table. I don't. Weird.
All right. Who's that?
Oh,
Aiden
so
Gilligan?
Aiden Gillen is a perv for Sophie Turner then.
Great. Okay, so
No comment.
Walks and talks. Oh my god!
We are not getting into this done. We've already been here for 3.5 hours.
I know, but I have to. Like, look, the Game of Thrones.
Just have no idea how they're supposed to.
How is that a surprise?
Oh no, it's Neff.
Welcome back. Hello.
Neff is back.
Hello. Sorry.
Where have you been?
Did you hear what we were going on about?
I heard some of it.
It's okay, Neff. Maybe
it's okay.
We'll give you a break next week. We'll let Becca come on. You can just kind of snap.
Okay, thank you.
Alrighty. Well, man.
That's had no idea.
They skipped an F. If he didn't catch it, he skipped over an entire episode. Like he completely.
Okay, would you guys say that this is the worst chapter yet?
No.
Well, actually, not chapter, but the worst chunk of book that you've read so far.
No, the last chunk was worse.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Season 7 stuff. Oh my gosh, it just turned into 11 real quick.
Yeah, I think like this is like BS, and it's full of factual errors that could have been easily rectified with a simple Google search. But the last one was just like, okay, these are like human safety violations that were happening on this show.
How the hell did they get away with it?
Yes.
They're still getting away with it, just like Bryan Singer is still getting away with it.
True. Well, at least they haven't raped any children
that we know of. No comment.
I don't think either of them have the ability to rape children.
No.
Children rape them.
So
basically, they kind of forget.
Oh, so like that line where Wolf, like someone said, told word of Wolf, you're just salty that Martin is better than Tolkien. Tolkien would rape him and love it.
And laugh was the actual quote.
I thought it was and love it. I thought it was and love it, not laugh.
No, I'm pretty sure it was laugh.
It's the same idea anyway.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, now that we've like gotten to an actual stopping place, that was a short 8 pages, and the next chapter is 8 pages, but then the chapter after that is 21 pages.
This was a
that's gonna be the Battle of Winterfell, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
And it's gonna be dense as hell.
Wait, they're going to skip over
bullshit.
1 and 2.
The bullshit factor is going to be pretty high.
They skipped over the Game of Thrones season 7, episode 7. It's like he forgot it existed.
And then he just went back to like the Winterfell subplot for an entire chapter for whatever reason.
We just spent 3.5 hours doing, 10 pages, maybe a dozen pages.
Yeah, that's pretty remarkable.
I think it was like 16.
Okay. Still, yes.
So, let me see. Okay, let me find where it was. Okay, so 46, page 36 to page 60.
Someone just died.
So,
yeah, Balerion died.
What? Did I?
24, actually, I think. Might have been.
Done. I have found something.
Can I comment on
think you're
something?
going to like it.
What? Sure, go for it.
Alright.
It was 14. It was 14 almost exactly.
My bunny
I
is
know
not...
you wanted to save this for another stream, but I just found this last one.
Oh, yeah. My bunny is not impressed with me.
Yeah.
My human host is not impressed, and neither am I.
The fruit flies in my apartment are not impressed.
One last one, and then we'll call it good.
I absolutely love this book.
And I was sad to reach the end. I mean, I think we're gonna be sad when we reach the end too, but for very different reasons.
I think I need to report an abuse of my brain.
Yeah.
Structured so that it walks you through the journey of making Game of Thrones from start to finish. It's a wonderful way of reliving those 8 seasons, written by someone who had first-hand experience of seeing it and talking to those involved.
That's false.
Yeah. There were insights I didn't know and interesting thoughts and fun anecdotes from both cast and creatives. Do I still think season 8 needed an extra hour or two to feel less
An extra hour or two.
Yeah, because that would have fixed it.
That would have fixed it.
Yes, but that aside, this will always be one of the finest shows ever made and one of my favorites. And this show...
One of the finest shows ever made, eh? When only half of the show is even good.
And this book really just brings out just how special a series it was. Time for a rewatch.
Oh God, no! God, no!
How can you say that when there are so many health and safety violations in this damn book?
You know how they basically revealed to the world that everything was a bluff.
That they're
just for reference, this book got a 4 out of 7, 4.7 out of 5 out of 600, almost 600 ratings.
That's insane.
Yeah, this is like sheep ratings, lame stream shilling essentially.
That's still
like just because it's attached to this show, people will give it 5 stars and then write a bunch of bullshit down about why.
You wonder who is writing these reviews?
It's got to be the Russian bots, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe James Hibbard found some prostitutes and said, "Hey, you don't have to have sex with me. Just write some real good." They're probably desperate enough that they'd be like, "Okay, sure, fine."
I don't know. They have to be pretty desperate.
Probably.
They have to be pretty desperate.
Alrighty. Well, that's all we have for today. We will resume next week. I think that this week we
Cult
have
of David.
Yep, we have the Cult of David. We're also going to, next, I think Thursday, we're going to do our Return of the King stream. So we'll watch. So I think like we'll either watch it this Tuesday and Wednesday, or just watch it this Tuesday and next Tuesday. Watch it part 1 this Tuesday and then part 2 next Tuesday, since I've got stuff going on Wednesdays.
Okay.
Yeah, Wednesday's not
when is the Cult of David again?
That would be Thursday. How so?
Okay, I could probably be cameraman for that, so White doesn't have to suffer even more.
Oh no, we must have White on. We must have White on.
And I think we might even have Potato on for that one.
Ooh, British Potato.
Yeah.
British
For
Potato
which
wants
one?
to be on? Okay,
British
Potato.
It's for
wants to come on.
it's for the
Okay, so the cast is at least like right now looks to be Dr. Crow's wife, Mr. Von Lustra, the White Dragon, Becca, and myself.
Which is this one?
Oh, the pickup artist.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I want
Cult of David.
I want to be one of those too.
Oh, okay. So Count Valerian. That makes sense. All right. We'll call that the limit.
That's fine by me.
Yeah, you need a break. You need a break. Hey, go. You need a break. Do something fun.
Sleep.
Yeah, I will.
Sleep.
All right.
Sleepy, sleepy Neff. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll end as we began with Benioff.
No. Danny kind of forgot about the Iron Fleet and Euron's forces. They certainly haven't forgotten